Hi everyone, welcome to the Algebra Marathon today. So I'm really happy that people found the Arithmetic Marathon useful. So we are doing the Algebra Marathon today. A quick confirmation in the chat box that you all can hear me, see me, and see the PPT clearly. So then once we do that, we can start. That should be good. Okay, great. So let's start with this. Now, today we've taken a 4-hour session instead of a 5-hour session. There are a couple of reasons for it. Last time I noticed that post 4-hour, everybody was finding it difficult. You all were finding it difficult to concentrate. Maybe I was also finding it a little bit difficult to, keep the energy going, even though I tried my best. And overall, algebra is a slightly smaller topic than arithmetic. Also, the number of chapters and the number of concepts will be lesser. Obviously, if you keep doing questions, there can be infinite number of questions in any topic. So we are trying to do the top 40 questions. Okay, thank you everybody. Good evening. Somebody said background noise. I hope background noise is clear. We're in a pretty quiet environment. I think the background noise, it should be fine. Okay, so let's talk more algebra today. I will take questions only related to the questions which we are going to solve today, not general questions, because it will be very difficult if I start taking general questions. People post questions around DILR, and generally that will be very, very difficult for me to take around today. Maybe in some other AMA, when I take a AMA, I'll talk about that. Okay, I'll just get this background noise thing checked. Don't worry. Give me a minute. So we're starting with the first question. Okay, well, understand that today we are also taking some CAT questions, because algebra, there were particular, especially towards CAT 23, there were some difficult questions which I definitely want to take up to explain to you all that they were not as difficult as it seemed initially. Some of them could have been handled smartly, and so on, so on. Obviously, there will still be some questions which will be a little bit difficult, which you should understand to leave. Now, this is a very, very old CAT question and a very peculiar question, and this type of question has been asked a couple of times, or if not asked, it has been very useful couple of times. So at a certain fast food restaurant, you can start reading the question, have a look at the question. I'll give you approximately 30-35 seconds to have a look at the question, and then we'll start. I'll make this general equation. Brian can buy 3 burgers, 7 shakes, and 1 order of French fries for 120 rupees. So he can buy 3 burgers, 7 shakes, and 1 French fry for 120 rupees. That's my first equation. So I can clearly see I have 3 variables. At the same place, it would cost him 164.50 for 4 burgers, 10 shakes, and still 1 French fries would cost him 164.50. Right? So that is the only data we have. Let's understand what is asked. They've asked for the price of 1 burger, 1 shake, and 1 French fries. So burger plus shake plus French fry is what has been asked. Now, think a little bit around the question. You might have done earlier some question of this type or not done it. Have a look at it a little bit. You have 3 variables but 2 equations, which means do not try to find the value of B, S, and F. Okay? Finding the value of B, S, and F will not be the right approach. You have to learn to find directly B plus S plus F. Think a little bit, giving you some 30 seconds or at least think what you want to do, and then we'll do it. Can you all just confirm whether there is mic sound still, or is it okay now? Okay, a lot of people have given the answer. Now, lot of people are going to think that let's subtract these two equations. What will happen also if you subtract these two equations? Not that it is not possible. Doing this question over so many years, there are so many different approaches to do this question. If you would have subtracted, you would have got b plus 3s is like a 44.50, right? If you had subtracted the equation, subtracting 1 and 2, we would have got b plus 3s is 44.50. Now, you've got b plus 3s. Let's look at any one of the equation. From this equation, what do I don't want? Let's write it. I want 1b, 1s and 1f plus, but there is still a 2b and a 6s which I don't want. This is 120. This is one of the approaches. I will discuss at least 3 approaches for this question, so pay attention carefully. I want to find this. This I don't want. I just broke up the 3 as 2 plus 1, 7 as 6 plus 1, and the price remain as it is, equal to 120. Now if you notice, this is nothing but double of this part. B plus 3s ka double is 2b plus 6s. Double of 44.5 will be 89. So I'll get b plus s plus f plus 89 is 120. 120 minus 89, 31 is my answer. Method number 1. As I said, I will do at least couple of approaches for this question. So one second, Steve, I'll just check for the background noise. Background noise, people are saying there's too much background noise. Can you check what is the issue? Do you want to put the fan lower of the AC? Check a couple of things, no? See what the problem is. Put the fan speed lower, we'll work out. Okay, I have tried doing that also, Aryan. Normally this mic is a pretty good one, should not be an issue, but I've tried all the things. Okay, so we are doing a couple of things to get the hissing sound out. It's okay. Let's concentrate more on the question. Once you concentrate on my voice, the hissing sound should be just a background. Okay, let's go ahead. That is 31. Okay, some people are saying now it's good. So I think Rupesh, you can leave it. I think everybody's saying it's pretty good now. Okay, let's look at one more approach for the question, and then I'll show you a standard approach. Okay, so the second approach for this question will be multiplying both the equation by some numbers in such a way that I get an exact thing what I want. So what I did was I mainly looked at this part, these two. Okay, I knew because this was 1 and 1, I had to multiply these two by consecutive numbers so that I subtract, I get 1f. Then I thought 21, 7 3s are 21 and 10 2s are 20 gives me 1. So in short, I tried multiplying the first equation by 3, second equation by 2 and subtracting them. If I multiply the first equation by 3, I'll get 9b plus 21s plus 3 fries is 360, and then I'll get 8b plus 20s plus f plus 2f is 164 ka double is 328, 329. Now I'll explain why I did 3 and 2. So let me explain this one part again one more time. Okay, I knew that 1f and 1f, only if I multiply by consecutive numbers over here and then subtract, I will get 1f. So like if I multiply the first equation by 6 and second equation by 5, 6 minus 5 would be 1, that way. So I was looking for two consecutive numbers, and then I thought which two consecutive numbers over here will give me a 1. So 7 3s are 21 and 10 2 are 20 was something which struck to me when I did the question first time, and I'm talking about ages back. So then I subtracted this equation and I got exactly what I wanted. Burgers plus shakes plus fries is 31. So this is the second method to get that. But what will happen if you are not able to think of this in the exam? Ye 3 2, you're not able to think of it, or if you're not able to think of what I did with the earlier method, then there is a foolproof method which I believe that works every single time. Okay, so let's go through the third method. Okay, so let's try that. So let's just try that. I don't know what I want to multiply by. So I will just erase all these part and we will try the third method. And this is like the foolproof method. It's a long method, it takes more time, but it is a definitely will give you, it is a method which will definitely give you an answer. Because the problem with these questions, sometimes their answer can also be cannot be determined. Such a question can also sometimes have an answer of cannot be determined. So we will say multiply the first equation by x and the second equation by y. And let's add them. I know adding will not work, but let's just add them. We will get the signs the way we wanted. So if I multiply the first equation by x, what will I get? I'll get 3x burgers, 7x shakes, and 1x fries. Forget the right hand side. Obviously right hand side also I'll get 120x. Let's do that for the second equation with y. 4y burgers, 10y shakes, plus 1y fries is 164.5y. Now if you add these two equations, so burgers common, you will get 3x plus 4y. Shakes common, you will get 7x plus 10y. Fries common, you will get x plus y. Leave the right hand side, don't worry about the right hand side. Now what do we want? We want one burger, one shake and one fry. So you assume this to be 1, this also to be 1, and then solve them like normal simultaneous equation. I'm going to wait for you all to solve it. Take 3x plus 4y is equal to 1 and 7x plus 10y is equal to 1. I'll repeat. Take 3x plus 4y is equal to 1 and 7x plus 10y is equal to 1 and solve them like normal simultaneous equations. Let's see how do you solve them. You can make these both say 20. So multiply the first equation by 5. Normal simultaneous solving, two variables. Multiply by 4. So I will get 15x and here I'll get a 28y, right? I hope I haven't done any error with this. I don't think so. Okay. But it doesn't seem that, definitely seems something wrong. So we are going to check one more time. Yeah, it's right, but 3x plus 4y. So if I solve this, what do I get? Come on, solve and tell me what are you getting for the values for x and y. I'm not going to solve. Chirag, are you getting x as 3? Chirag says we're getting x as 3. Chirag, then what are you getting for y? Yeah, with whatever you want to do, whichever way you want to multiply, I'm okay. Tell me the values you're getting for x and y. I don't think so. You get y as 2. You get 3 and minus 2. If you solve these two equations, you get x as 3 and y as minus 2. Now the only thing you need to do after you get these values, put it in the third case. The third case is over here. This is the third case. Put it in the third case, x as 3 and y as minus 2. Does that also give you 1? Yes, it gives you 1, which means we are correct. So now basically when I put x as 3 and y as 2, I'm going to get 1 over here, 1 over here and 1 over here. So I can just x as 3 and y as minus 2. So my final answer will be 120 into 3 plus 164.5 into minus 2, which will come out to be 31. And this is the foolproof method. You will get this, by this method you will get the answer every single time correct. Now last part of this question, I know we've extended this question a little bit, also because it's the first question people are getting used to, or some people are still joining and all that. The last part of this question is that suppose you solve these two and you got x as 3 and y as minus 2. And if it does not satisfy the third equation, if it does not satisfy the third equation, then you can say that the answer is cannot be determined. Okay? Oh, suddenly echo. I don't know why. Rupesh, can you check why there is an echo suddenly? Just give me 2 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes and we'll check what the issue is. I'm just going to come back in a minute. Hello, check again. Can you let me know whether there is an echo now? Okay, still echo. Echo अभी suddenly echo कैसे? Okay, no worries, just wait. He's trying his best. Just give him a minute. प्लग आउट और प्लग इन करके देखो एक बार पूरा प्लग आउट करके इसको स्विच ऑफ करके देखो एक बार Hello, check, can you check whether still there is echo? Is there echo right now or are we okay with it now? Can we start? No, two mics are not on. हाँ एको है अभी भी सब लोग बोल रहे माइक चेंज कर ले उधर से डायरेक्टली यही माइक यूज करके देखो Yeah, my phone is near my mic. Is that an issue? I'll try and keep the phone away. Somebody saying it's an OBS issue. स्क्रीन छोटा है मेरे लिए फुल कर Hi, quick confirmation whether the echo and all is gone. He's tried his best. Okay, now check. Can you all hear me? Can you all see me? Okay. Perfect. Great. Let's start. Let's not waste any more time. Question number 1 is done. I will maybe at the end take this question up again if some people have missed it. Okay, so we'll start with question number 2. Okay. different mods, find the least value of the sum of all these mods. Now before I do this question, let me explain a small concept to you all. Suppose if there are only 3 mods, x minus phi, suppose there are exactly only 3 mods, x minus phi, x plus 3 and x plus 8. What is the least value of this? Okay, if a question is asked to you with only 3 mods, how do you do it? The concept is very simple. You take the number line and you plot the points against the mod. For x minus phi, you plot plus phi. For x plus 3, you plot minus 3. And for x plus 8, you plot minus 8. If there are only 3 mods, listen to this very carefully. If there are only 3 mods, when x is at the centermost value, that is when x will be minus 3, I will get the minimum value. I will get the minimum value of the function. So what will be the minimum value of the function in this case? There were 3 mods. Suppose this is my function. So take x as minus 3. If I take x as minus 3, I will get negative 8 over here, but because of the mod it will become 8. This will become 0 and this will become 5. And the minimum value will be 30. Let's think which question are we answering. I'm talking about this question. Are people clear with this question? 13. So when x is minus 3, the answer will be 13. So at the middlemost value, I'll repeat it. At the middlemost value, the function becomes minimum. What happens if there are 4 mods? Okay, what change you have to bring in if there are 4 mods? Suppose if I just add one more mod over here, say x plus 2. Complete change. Let's see the change in method. If there is a x plus 2, what will happen? We will have to change the concept completely. So this was minus 3, x plus 2, which means I'll have to have a minus 2 somewhere over here, right? Now pay attention carefully over here. Anywhere, actually x plus 2 is not a good value to explain this question. Let's make it x minus 2. So that means this will be plus 2 over here. Okay. Now, so minus 8, minus 3, 2 and 5. Anywhere between the 2 middle mods or the middle 2 values, anywhere between this, the function will be minimum. So f of x will be minimum for x being between minus 3 and 2. You can take any value between minus 3 and 2. So the easiest value to take between minus 3 and 2 will be 0. So let's take x as 0. If I take x as 0, this mod will give me 5. This mod will give me 8. This will also give me 8. This will give me 3. What am I saying? 8. 5 plus 3 plus 8 plus 2. And the answer will come out to be 18. So at x is 0, we are getting 18. First, let me know in the chat quickly, have you all understood this much? So between these two, any value you can take. You can take an integral value, you can take a decimal value, doesn't matter. Any value you will take, you will get the answer 18. Now let's actually do our question, which was the actual question now. Now, if you notice, this question has 99 values. 99 is an odd number. 49 values on one side, 49 values on one side. The middlemost mod, which is the middlemost mod? The middlemost mod will be x minus 50. That means at x is 50. I am going to repeat the question because a lot of people said 50 is the answer. 50 is not the answer. At x is equal to 50, function will be minimum. At x is 50, function will be minimum. So start putting 50 everywhere. What will you get over here? 50 minus 1 is 49. plus 48 plus 47 up till 50 minus 50 will give you there'll be a 1, then there'll be a 0, and again there'll be no negatives, everything will be positive because 50 minus 99 is negative 49, but mod is positive 49. So again 1, 2, 3 up till 49. So basically it is 1 plus 2 plus 3 up till 49 2 times. We have a concept over here, n into n plus 1 upon 2, 49 into 50 upon 2 into 2. 2 cut, that's your answer. Check this properly. Start. Everybody clear? So are we clear with this concept now? I've also explained a concept to you all. I've explained what you have to do when there are odd number of mods, and I've also explained what you have to do with even number of mods. So I hope you remember this. Whenever there are even number of mods, you will take the middle two values and you can take any value between them. There were 2 times, 1 to 49 and 1 to 49. There were 2 times. There were 99 values. The middle value was 0. The first 49 value gave you 1, 2, 3, 4 up till 49. The second 49 values gave you 1 to 49. Great. Let's go ahead. Next question. Okay. Nice important question. For which of the following range of x is the inequality necessarily false? And I don't want to use options. Do not use options. You can use in an exam situation, but right now I want you to learn the concept. If it was 100, Anushka, you would take between 2 mods, the middle 2 mods. You can take any one value between the middle 2 mods. Good, Shubham. Good, SNB. I'm going to say the names the way it appears in your chat. Slok right, Sasmit right, Prerna right. Wavy curve method, great. I have a just slightly different approach to wavy curve method. I don't use wavy curve. I use stick and cross. Okay, most of the people have got the answer. Let me explain it how I do it. Pay attention, everybody. Stop chatting. Okay. Now think a little bit. Where will the answer satisfy or not? We want the whole, this part, to be greater than 0. Now, if I take all values of x above 4, if I take any value of x above 4, suppose if I took x as 5, what would happen if I take x as 5? If I take x as 5, I'll get 5 into 6 into 5 plus 3, 8 upon 1. I will obviously get something which will satisfy. So do you agree that any value of above 4 satisfies? Any value above 4 satisfies. If any value above 4 will satisfy, automatically after that you don't have to think. You can do it without thinking. There's a tick over here, there will be a cross over here, a tick over here, a cross over here, and a tick over here. What does this tick cross mean? Basically above 4 it satisfies. Between 0 and 4 it does not satisfy. Between -1 and 0 it will satisfy. Between 3 and -1 it will not satisfy. And below -3 it will satisfy. Which means now for this option, where will it not satisfy? I can see the first option is for -3 to 1, -1. It will not satisfy. So therefore this is false, and that is your answer. A very, very straightforward, simple approach of tick and cross, what I always assume. This is the best way to do it. Are we clear, everybody? Everybody clear with this approach? Okay, let me explain the logic behind the tick and cross approach. If I put a tick over here, now if you took a value, let me explain this. This is a good question. Why does this apply? Yeah, the power wala part I'll teach you in the next question. There's also one more question behind this. Just wait. When you take a value between 0 and 4, suppose you took x as 2. If you took x as 2, what will happen to the numerator? It will become 2 into 3 into 5 upon minus 2, which means the answer will become less than 0. Can you see over here? It becomes less than 0. So for this whole range, the answer will be less than 0. But again, when you go over here, it will start satisfying. Why? Because now there will be two negatives. Between 0 and minus 1, you can use negative 0.5. You will get two negatives. And then again it will become greater than 0. Here you will get three negatives. So again it will not satisfy. Here you will get all four negative. So it will again satisfy. And that is how you have to think. This is a very important mistake. So tick means greater than 0, cross means less than 0. Basically tick means it satisfies this inequality and cross means it does not satisfy. I'll explain one more question of the same type. I have made one more question. I'll explain it one more time. So let's go to the next question. I think it's the same of the next of the type. You can try it and then I'll change this question a little bit also and give it to you. Come on, try this question. I'm going to explain one more time. Don't worry. Let's take it one more time. I didn't take a 0 on the number line in the previous question. 0 I took because of the x. There was an x. In this case, there will be no 0. So for example, in this case, for minus 5, there will be plus 5 on the number line. For negative 1, there will be plus 1 on the number line. For positive 3, there will be minus 3. And for positive 9, there will be minus 9. Shlok, your answer is correct. Somebody's answer is wrong. Saiz, your answer is wrong. Shreyam, your answer is wrong. Shubham, wrong. Now remember, this time the inequality has been changed. So now let's think. If I took a value above 5, if I take any value above 5, suppose I took x as 6, do you agree all of them will become positive? Positive into positive into positive divided by positive will give me a positive value, and I want the inequality to be to less than or equal to 0. That means above 5 this time will not satisfy. So there's a cross over here, there's a tick over here, a cross over here, a tick over here, and a cross over here. And now let me explain exactly how do you count the integers. Now let's think a little bit. Answer is not 12. Lot of people who have marked 12, pay attention. One small mistake and straight from positive 3 you will get a negative 1 in the exam. Small error. Do you all agree 1 will satisfy? Because if I put x as 1, the numerator will be 0. So 1 will satisfy, 2 will satisfy, 3 will satisfy, 4 will satisfy, 5 will not satisfy. Let me explain why 5 will not satisfy. Because 5 will give me a 0 in the denominator, and 0 in the denominator becomes meaningless or cannot be defined. So therefore 5 will not come. Here though I don't have to count only, I have to now count over here. Minus 3 will satisfy, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8 and minus 9. And these are how many values? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 values. So answer is 11 values, which is the third option. Check properly whether you have understood why 5 will not satisfy. I always start with the rightmost corner. There is no need to say that will be a cross or tick. I will think every time. Every time I will think the rightmost corner is giving me what? Is it giving me a cross or a tick? Are we clear, everybody? Is everybody clear over here? Because I'm going to change the question. Yes, Vrinda, that's what I'm going to do in this question. Now just wait. Okay, so I'm now changing the question and you all tell me what happens. I am going to write x minus 1 as x minus 1 the whole square. So one small change. I wrote x minus 1 as x minus 1 the whole square. The question changes, there are no options. Let's try this question now without options. Now remember that a square is always positive. Whether it's an odd power, whether it's an even power, it is always positive. So hence I will not even put it on the number line. Now this becomes a little bit difficult because you'll have to be very careful over here. Okay. So for minus 5 you will put 5. For positive 3 you will put minus 3. And for positive 9 you will put minus 9. You will not put 1 at all. Okay. Now what will happen? Again there will be a cross over here. There will be a tick over here. There will be a cross over here. And there will be a tick over here. Now the problem is. So hence because there is a tick over here, automatically the answer becomes infinite. Because there is a tick over here, anything below minus 9 will satisfy. Anything below minus 9 will always satisfy. Are you clear with that? That whole square thing changed it. Because why is the square, why is 1 not there? Because x minus 1 the whole square. A square is always positive. You don't even have to think whether it is positive or negative. It will always be positive. And that is why it no longer becomes a part of the question as it is. Only time you will need that part is again when you want to take x is equal. Okay, let's change the question a little bit more. Chalo. Everybody, let's put the square and let's make this greater than or equal to 0. Let's keep changing the question. So what happens? I'll have a 5 over here. Then I'll have a minus 3 and a minus 9. Now, but same thing will happen. Again, the answer will be infinite because there will be a tick over here. Everything above 5 will be positive and therefore it will become a tick. Again, it will be infinite. Is it clear? Whether it is 2, whether the power is 2, 4, 6, 8 does not matter. Any even power will always be positive. Any even power will always be positive. So I hope everybody is clear with this type of question now. Okay. Let's go ahead to the next question. One typical functions question. F of 1 is given for a particular function and f of 34 is asked. Most commerce students would have looked at the question and said, okay, bye bye, let's go to the next question. Well, we are going to try and understand that these questions are not so bad and we need to do them. My suggestion in such questions is don't worry about what you want to find. Isko bhool jao. I'll make it in some time. Rohira Krish, give me some time. Just forget this. Okay? And you start working only on what you can find. You have f of 1, no? What is the next thing you can find? I don't think so. The answer is 933, somebody said. Yeah, okay. Ishan, your answer is right. Somebody said question is very easy, but they have not given the answer yet. It's a theta value, so you need to give me an answer. F of 34. It's a theta question, you're going to get a proper answer over here, an integral answer. So let's find, put x as 1. If you put x as 1, you will get f of 1 plus f of 1 is 1 square minus 3 ones are 3 plus 5, which will become f of 1 plus 2 f of 3 is 2 plus 1, 3. Did everybody understand this step? It doesn't take too much time. Just start doing. Don't keep thinking to. You'll think only for 2 minutes. Now put x as 3. If you put x as 3, you will get f of 3 plus f of 3 will be 3 square minus 3 3s are 9 plus 5. F of 3 is 3. So therefore you get f of 6 is 5. Put x as 6. F of 6 plus f of 6, putting x as 6. So 36 minus 18 plus 5. So what will that give you? This is 5. So f of 11. F of 11 is 18 plus 5, 23. Put x as 11. F of 11 plus f of 11. This 11 is 23. Is 11 square 121 minus 11 3 are 33 plus 5. So f of 34 is 88. 88 plus 5 is 93. That's my answer. Very frankly, there is no approach or something to these questions. These questions are just about starting the questions. Most of y'all don't start the question and hence y'all are stuck. Y'all just feel, oh, it will be difficult. Get that that block out of your mind, and once you'll start focusing, yeah, let me try it, let's see what will happen. At least start doing it now at home. Only then you'll be able to do in the test, right? You're suddenly not going to get it in the test. If you'll start leaving all function questions at home only, then you will never reach an answer to a function question in the test. Okay? Where would I put this question? Okay, when I will see it first time in my life in a slightly different one, I don't know whether I want to call it A. I will call it like A minus minus, which will kind of in my mind tell me, yeah, it's one of those, maybe A, but I'm going to keep it a B. And that's how I would look at this question. Maybe, why not? Similar questions have come. In fact, I'm going to take a lot of CAT 23 questions today so that you'll realize that CAT 23 paper, which a lot of people have kept saying that it was very difficult, was not that difficult. Okay, one more similar looking question. Again, it's a theta question. Let's see what it is. See, very frankly, most of the questions, once we see them, we see them solved, we feel, oh, these questions will not come in CAT. But they have come first time in CAT. Now, look at this function. Basically, a relation has been given between three consecutive functions. So, in short, from what the question is given, I know f of 1 and f of 2 both are 1. Use this relationship. I know I can find f of 3. If I put n as 1, I will get f of 3 is equal to f of 2 plus f of 1. So, addition of these two will become 2. Next, I can get only f of 4. There is no jumping over here directly to f of 6. I can get f of 4. F of 4 will be f of 3 plus f of 2. F of 4 is f of 3 plus f of 2. Which will be 2 plus 1, 3. Okay, no problem. Giving you all time to solve. Somebody wanted time to solve. Very good, Shreyesh. Jaya answers right. Sanyam, your answer is right. Okay, let's quickly go through it. So f of 4 we got 3. F of 5 is, now we should know that it is nothing but the sum of the previous two, which we all know is Fibonacci. So 5. Now directly f of 6 will be 5 plus 3, 8. F of 7 will be 8 plus 5, 13. F of 8 will be 13 plus 8, 21. F of 9 will be 21 plus 13, 34. F of 10 will be 34 plus 21, 55. This is the speed you all should once be able to do it with. F of 11 will be 89, and f of 12 will be 89 plus 55, which will be 144. So now they have asked the HCF of this and this. HCF of 8 and 144 is 8. So hence my answer is 8. Clear, everybody? Cool. So once you start doing and you start realizing, oh yeah, this can be now done. Second time when you do the question, you feel, oh, it was not very difficult. Why was I thinking so much? That's the attitude I want you to build today. Okay. Next question. Come on, giving us some time. Niranjan, is that the answer for the next question? Then it's wrong. Maulik also, if the answer is for the next question, it's wrong. Nobody's giving me an answer for the next question. Okay. Sasmit right, Ishan right, Prerna right. Good, people have started getting the answer. Others? There are two ways to solve this question, but only 3 people have given me a right answer out of nearly 450 people. Falgun right, Nakul right, good. Krish, Harsh, everybody started getting it. Hari wrong, check what mistake you made. Alamin wrong. Aryan wrong. Krish wrong, Divya wrong. Manan, what happened? Wrong. Purvi wrong. Ishan wrong. Okay, let's start. So people have taken their time to solve it. How do you solve such questions? First step, when I'm even just copying the question, I'm taking the one on the other side. See, one more thing, in an exam situation, I never believe in copying the question again. It's my waste of time. My first step should, what I write first step on the paper, should be something which I've done in my mind. So at least what I would do in my mind, I've taken the one on the other side. And maybe even get rid of the first mod. If I get rid of the first mod, do you agree this is what I have? Now see, I got rid of one mod. I had taken the one on the other side. So, and when I open the mod, I get 1 or minus 1. Is the first step clear, everybody? This is what I want you all also to do in the exam situation. Don't unnecessarily copy the question. Don't do the basic step on the paper. Do the basic step in your mind. So we remove the mod. We wrote it 1 and minus 1. Take the 2 on the other side. So this mod will still remain as it is. I took the 2 on the other side, so it will become 3 or plus 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, minus 1 plus 2 is 1. Right? Now again open the mod. When you open the mod, x minus 5 minus 3 will remain. This 3 will become 3 or minus 3. 1 will become 1 or minus 1, which means now there are 4 possible solutions. At this step, a lot of people felt the answer should be 8. But pay attention. Now add 3 on the other side. So mod x minus 5 will be 6 or 0 or 4 or 2. Last mod, let's get rid of the last mod. X minus 5 is 6 minus 6. 0 ka there is no positive negative, so 0 will come. 4 minus 4 2 and minus 2. Now you don't need to do the last step. Don't waste your time and do the last step unnecessary. Last step is just adding the 5. But we already know that if I add 5, I'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 answers. So answer is the fourth option. Is that clear, everybody? So all those are marked 8 or 6. Check what mistake you made. I'll tell you what mistake you made. Somebody tried to give an answer after this step would most probably say 8. That's the mistake you would have made. Somebody forgot the 0 and said, oh, 0 I'll have to eliminate, is a mistake you made. The only thing is 0 will not have two options. It will not become positive and negative. So there will be only one answer continuing. Hence the answer is 7. Very important. You don't want to find the value of x. So don't waste the last step adding 5. In the exam, if you wanted to find the last step, say if you want, say the value of x. So x would be 11 minus 1, positive 5, positive 9, 1, 7 and 3. What part, Shreya? Okay, I'll explain the step one more time. Every time what I'm doing is basically I'm removing a mod, I'm making it positive, negative. So first step I had taken the 1 on the other side. So 0 plus 1 was 1. Then I opened up the first mod. So 1 became 1 or minus 1. Then I took this 2 on the other side. 1 plus 2, 3. Minus 1 plus 2, 1. Then I still had the mod. Now I opened up the mod again. I opened this mod. So 3 became 3 or minus 3. 1 became 1 or minus 1. Okay. Now add 3. Take this 3 on the other side. So 3 plus 3, 6. Minus 3 plus 3, 0. 1 plus 3, 4. Minus 1 plus 4. Minus 1 plus 3, 2. So we got 4 values over here. Open the last mod up. 6 became 6 or minus 6. 0 remained 0 only. 4 became 4 minus 4. 2 became 2 minus 2. And x minus 5 was there. So add 5, you will get 7 answers. The answers are 11 minus 1, positive 5, 9, 1, 2 plus 5, 7, minus 2 plus 5, 3. Right? This is one way. And this is a pretty standard way. The second method to do this question is through graphs. But graphs, the problem is, like in this question, I can also ask you, find sum of all values of x. If I want to make the question one more step difficult, I can ask you find sum of all values of x. And at this step, you can now sit and add all the values of x and get the answer. Okay. I can keep changing the questions. I can say how many positive integral values of x. How many positive integral values of x? So then I can't take minus 1. Rest all will be taken. Then the answer would have been 6. With the graph, the problem is, if you do this question with graph, getting which values are right is a slightly difficult task. So hence I don't prefer doing this on graph. Okay. So I'll just show you the graph roughly. Just pay attention. Okay. Now suppose if I call this whole bracket as mod A. If I call this whole bracket as mod A and take the 1 on the other side. So I'll get mod A is equal to 1. How does the graph of mod A equal to 1 look like? Does anybody know? How does the graph of mod A equal to 1 look like? If you all can't tell me, or mod of A minus 1 is equal to 0. How does this graph look like? Because you'll have to open up the mod at each step. So what is the graph of mod A? It is mod at a particular space, then bring down, because minus 1, so you'll have to bring it down by 1. Mod A is the graph over here, then you bring it down by 1. So the first graph comes something like this. But then there is a mod over here. So this part is not possible, so it folds up. I would not recommend this method to anybody who has not done this folding of graphs concept. Okay. So this mod will fold over here. And now what will happen? There's a minus 2. So this whole graph will fall by minus 2. I am not doing it today. Maybe at some other marathon I will take up this again, the same question, because what will happen now, I will have to make a proper graphical solution for this and show it to you so you'll understand really well. Because if I show it to you now over here, it'll be a problem. Okay? Let's not get into it right now. Others will get confused. Because the method of which I did was very straightforward, I thought. Let's do the next question. A standard maxima minima question. Steve, I don't think so. It was such a big thing. You should have been able to get this question. If you were comfortable opening up mods, you should have got this question. Wrong, Hemant. Wrong answer. Okay, answer is the third option. A lot of people are saying right. Some people said second option, which is wrong. So it's a very standard question. Last time during one of the sessions, somebody asked me, sir, should I do derivatives? If you're really one of those who has done derivatives really well in 12th standard, this is a question you can do with derivatives. Not that you need it, but you can do it. Okay, so quickly let's see how would you do this question. You can see the first two terms are same. So what you do over here, you write the numerator as x square plus 6x plus 16 minus 9. Why do I write it as 16? Because the denominator is the same term. Never change the denominator, always change the numerator. Now, can I write the question as x square plus 6x plus 16 divided by x square plus 6x plus 16 minus 9 upon x square plus 6x plus 16. Right? Now, sorry, this is 16. This will become 1. 1 minus 9 upon x square plus 6x plus 16. Now, what do you want to do? You want the minimum value of the function. Now, pay attention very carefully. If you want the minimum value of the function, 1 is constant. Okay? 1 is constant. And over here 9 is constant, which means whatever calculations you have to do to this. And now if you know your quadratic equation or graph well, we know that the graph of x square plus 6x plus 16 will be an open U which will have a minima. I'll repeat this as a concept, so please pay attention. The graph of x square plus 6x plus 16 will be a straight U with minima at this point. The minima will always occur at x is equal to minus b by 2a. Right? So put x as, solve this for x. What will you get if x as minus b, that is minus 6 by 2a, which is 2. So at x is minus 3. I'll repeat. At x is minus 3, the function will be minimum. This function will be minimum. So put x as minus 3. All this remains as it is, don't worry about that. If you put x as minus 3, you will get 9 minus 18 plus 16. It was minus b by 2a, so not 3, minus 3. So this will be negative 2 plus 9, 7. So 1 minus 9 by 7. And therefore answer is negative 2 by 7. And this is the minimum value. Yes, you can use that also. Why no? Why would you do that? No, you should not do that, KR. Now, somebody said, sir, can you explain derivatives in a brief? If you are one of those who know derivatives well, you would have simply taken this as u upon v and solve for derivative of u upon v, v into derivative of u minus u into derivative of v upon v square, equate it to 0, get the value of x and put it in the question. I don't need the max value, so let's not worry about the max value. Is that clear, everybody? Let's continue. Important question, you should know such questions. Remember, please plan only for the CAT exam. Remember, you're not writing a 12th science exam, you're not writing a JEE entrances and all that. So don't get into things which are not asked in the question. CAT does not ask too many difficult things. Okay, remember that. Let's continue. Come on, think a little bit carefully and don't make a mistake. You could do that, Anamika, but there was a problem. You can't find the maxima for the denominator because x square plus 6x plus 16, it's a straight u. Becomes the issue, all those becomes the issue. That is why this is the best way to do the question. Tried mini, I haven't tried it, mini option, whatever that is. I'll explain Rajdeep one more time. Wait, the graph I'll show you one more question. Ira, I don't think so you should do the derivative method, and if you're a science student who knows derivative well, try it on your own. Try derivative of u upon v and just try it. You will get it. Come on, get this question right. This question has a couple of tricks. I hope you get it right. Shubham, I think you're wrong. Check, I'm not very sure, but I think you're wrong. I don't think so, Gurleen, but you can try that. Suyash, wrong. Krish, wrong. So lot of people are getting 23 and lot of people are getting 24. I am not telling you which is the correct answer. We will solve it. But everybody who's getting 24, think whether you're by mistake taken some extra value. Everybody who's getting 23, see whether you missed out something. And I'm telling you nicely, the answer is one of these two. Answer is not 48. So I'm giving you that much. A lot of people are getting 48. Answer is not 48. Same logic what we did earlier. There will be a -4, -6, -8, -10, -12 and so on till -98. Let's do the tick cross method. F of x has to be less than 0. That means anything above -4 will not satisfy. Anything above -4 will not satisfy. Here it will satisfy. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes, and so on, so on. Everybody clear till here? Please do not spam the chat. Clear. Shlok, please do not spam the chat. Please. Okay, so what values we are getting right? Let's look at the ticks. We are getting first value as -5, second value as -9, third value as -13, then we will get -17, -21, and the last value clearly will be what? It will be something before 98. Okay. So difference of 444, last value will be -97. So in short, if I don't look at because I want to count how many values are there. If I look at it only positively, do you agree it is in the form of 4x plus 1? Can you look at all the values? This is 4x plus 1, this is 8 plus 1, this is 12 plus 1, this is 16 plus 1, so 4x plus 1, right? So we can easily apply AP. So this is 4 ones are 4 plus 1, and the last value is 4 24s are 1 plus 1. As I said, I'm not even thinking of the negative side in my mind. So 4 ones are 1 plus 1, 4 24s are plus 1. So hence what will we get? How many values? Answer is 24 values. Who said 9 not needed? -5, -9, -13, -21. So basically all odd values, all alternate odd values are taken from 5. -5, then -7 gets skipped, -9 comes, and so on. This is a good question, nice important question to understand the concept. It teaches you 2-3 concepts. It teaches you the concept of the function less than 0. It teaches you arithmetic progression or concept, and so on. Okay, how did I look at the last term? I looked at all these terms and said these are all in terms of 4x plus 1. This is 4 ones are 4 plus 1, 4 2s are plus 1, 4 3s are plus 1, 4 4s are plus 1. So last term will be 4 somethings are plus 1, which is 97. Are we clear? Chalo, I'm going ahead. That is the concept I explained at the start. No, why I did not take any values before 4. That basically if I want the function to be less than 0, if I take a value before 4, -4, greater than -4, or everything will become positive. Everything will become positive, and hence there will be, the function will be greater than 0. That I had explained. So if you see the video, the whole session of today's from start, you will understand. See, understand that I'm going to use concept which I did earlier in some question, then I'm doing it over here today again. That's the way I'm doing it. Okay, very, very, very easy question. It will be, Hussein, you don't have to, it's not a luck by chance thing, it's a rule, Malika. At x is -6, it will become 0, and they wanted less than 0. So x -6 also you can't take. 24 values, Neha, not 23. I think these are mostly CAT level questions. This I would say is easier than CAT. Maybe not CAT, maybe a SNAP level question. Good, 3 people have already given the answer. Four people are getting answer. I'm very happy. Okay, let's do 2 approaches for the question. The regular approach first, making an equation. The difference between the age of father and mother is 4 times the difference between the age of the elder brother and the younger brother. So father minus mother is elder brother minus younger brother. That's my first equation. Father's age is 3.5 times elder brother's present age. So father is 7/2 elder brother's age. Mother is 2.5 times the elder brother's age. So mother is 5/2 elder brother's age. If the younger brother is 12 years old, so this is 12. Solve it out. 7e minus 5e is 2e, 2e upon 2. Okay, have we made a mistake? The father is 3.5 times the elder brother's age, and the mother is 2.5 times. Yeah. Okay, 4 times. There were the 4 times, we missed that out. So this will be E will be 4E minus 48. 48 is equal to 3E and E is equal to 16. Now what have they asked for? They've asked for mother's age. So 5 by 2 of 16. 40. Anybody who did this much wasted some time. Not some, wasted a lot of time. Okay, pay attention carefully. Anybody who did this much has wasted a lot of time. Let me explain why. Let's look at what they told us in the question. Mother is 5 upon 2, elder brother's age. Therefore, mother upon elder brother has to be 5 upon 2. Which means, way the numbers were given, it was very clear all the numbers had to be integers. Elder brother will be an even number and mother will be a multiple of 5. There was only one option which was a multiple of 5. Answer is 40. And you could do the sum so easily. That's it. You just had to look at this much and say the mother's age has to be a multiple of 5, and there was only one option to do that. Straight away answer is 40. Okay, we are slightly slow today. We are at 1 hour 15 minutes. Maybe because of the break initially and all that. We finished 10 questions. Okay. I would say this is that CAT 22-23 level question. This is not a CAT question, but I think this is a CAT 23 level question. Yeah, I just compared. When I write ratio m upon e is 5 upon 2, what does that mean? If e is an even number, m has to be a multiple of 5. Today we are doing 40 questions. Exactly 40 questions is what I'm doing definitely. No, 50, not 50 today, 40 Akhil. So we'll take a break exactly at 2 hours for exactly 5 minutes. So at 7 we'll take the break. P is a positive integer. I don't think so. Anybody's got 3 people got the same answer. I'm surprised. Maybe I'm wrong. Doesn't look like. No, Rajat. It will remain on YouTube. Random answers. Nobody's got the correct answer which I have. Maybe I'm making some mistake. Very important is rational numbers. Do you all know what do you mean by rational numbers? Lot of people have got 136. I'll be very intrigued to know how people got 136. Okay, when I write the formula, x is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. If I want the answer to be a rational number, what is the rule? When I want the answer to be a rational number, what is the rule we have? Basically, b square minus 4ac should be a perfect square. B square minus 4ac should be a perfect square, right? Everybody getting this till here? Okay. Let's go ahead further. What is b square? B square is 64 minus 4 into 1 into p. Has to be a perfect square. Are we clear till here? I'm going slowly so people can just follow. I also am looking at the chat, what are people saying up to whether they've understood till here or not. So take 4 common. You get 4 into 16 minus p has to be a perfect square. Now let's start thinking, what perfect square will I get? 4 is a perfect square already. So 16 minus p has to be a perfect square. And we know p is a positive integer. And 16 I know is 4 square. Which means I am looking for a square lower than 4. I am looking for a square which is lower than 4. Okay. Now, so what will I get? What are the different values I can take for p? Let's try to take p as 15. If p was 15, I will get 4 into 1, which is 4. So my delta will come out to be 4. And if I put it over here, means when I would have solved this, I would have got negative 8 plus or minus root of delta upon 2. Right? So I put it over there in the numerator. It will give me some answer. It will not give me a non-zero rational number. So I'm not worried about that. Even it can give me a fraction also. There is no problem with that. Because they have nowhere said it should be an integer. They have nowhere said that it has to be an integer. So I can get delta as 4 when p is 15. Right? What other value can I take for p? Next, I want to make 16 minus 15, I made 1. Now I want to make 2. So 2 square is 4. So how much will that be? I can take p as 12. If p is 12, this will become 4. 4 4 are 16. So this is, okay, there was a square root. I think I made a small error over here. This whole thing is in the square root. So that's bad. 4 1. So this will be 2. Delta would come out to be 2. A square root of delta would have come out to be 2. That's okay. Delta would be 4. Square root of delta would come out to be 2. But still it is solvable. Now if I took p as 12, what will I get? What's happening? Everybody suddenly got quiet on the chat. P is 12. I will get square root of 4 into 4, which will become 4. Still no problem. Can I take p as 7 now? 16 minus 7 is 9. I'm trying to make it perfect squares. 4 into 9. Square root of 36 is 6. Every time I will get a rational number in this method. Tell me, how did you all get 136 or some other answer? These are the 3 values I have got for p. And I think these are the 3 values for p. Check again and let me know whether you've got one more value or have I missed out something. I'm waiting, and this is the break I'm taking for 30 seconds to know what you're thinking. Yeah, a lot of people have said P can be 16 also. Let's think. I think if I take P as 16, what will happen? But they're told, yeah, P can be 16 also. So if P is 16, this whole thing will become 0, which will still give you some answer perfect. So P is 16 is one more answer. So what are the values we are getting for P? We got 5, 12, 7, and we got 16 also. Oh, sorry, 15, 12, 7 and 16 also. No, the root of 0 is 0, so that's not a problem. The 4 values is okay, but what's the total? They have asked for sum of the 4 values. 50. So answer is 50. You can't take P as 0. They have said P is a positive integer. Read. P is a positive integer, so you can't take P as 0. 50 is the answer. Cool. Going ahead to the next question. Now the questions will get slightly more difficult. Okay. Standard question. Come on, start doing this. And then after we finish this question, we are going to make this into a rule, which I want everybody to by heart. Okay, I want to go back to the previous question. There was an interesting point Rupali has made. No, but still they have not said that the roots cannot be equal. I think Rupali, you're wrong. It's right. The previous question is still 50. Okay, answers. People have started giving answers. So answer for this is 23. Great. This one also should be easy. 110, I think so. Rupali, you don't get one root. We always get 2 roots. The roots are equal. And nowhere have they said the roots cannot be equal. The roots have to be non-zero. We are not getting a 0 root. Check. Okay. Everybody pay attention to this. How do you find this part? You just square the what is given, x plus 1 upon x the whole square formula. A plus b the whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab. So this cuts out. So we are left only with 2. We knew x plus 1 upon x was 5. 5 square is 25. Is x square plus 1 upon x square plus 2. 25 minus 2 is 23. Is x square plus 1 upon x square. Everybody got the first part? Now, understand one more thing. How do you get x cube? Let's try and find this. I'm going to erase it. Now, one more thing before I go ahead with this. Can I say every time I want to do square, my answer will only be a square minus 2. So, basically, if I want to now find x raised to 4 plus 1 upon x raised to 4, which is not asked, can I do it orally? My answer will only be 23 square minus 2. 23 square we know is 529. 529 minus 2 is 527. Can you by heart this and keep? That whenever you want to square, your answer is just square minus 2. Yeah. So whatever answer you get for the previous, from x plus 1 upon x, if you want to reach to x square plus 1 upon x square, you have to square and subtract 2. From there you want to reach to x raised to 4 plus 1 upon x raised to 4. Answer will be square minus 2. Now, what do you have to do when there is cube? I'm erasing this from the screen. How will I find this? Use x plus 1 upon x the whole cube formula. It will be x cube, a cube plus b, a plus b the whole cube is a cube plus b cube, plus 3ab into a plus b. This we know is 5, so 5 cube is 125. This is what I want to find. Xx cuts plus 3 times 5. 125 minus 15, answer is 110. Now one more thing I want you to by heart. Whenever you want to do cube, if you have a, so if a is x plus 1 upon x, then a cube will always be 3a minus a. Direct answer. By heart this like a formula. If a is x plus 1 upon x, not a cube, I'm so sorry. My bad. If a is x plus 1 upon x, then x plus 1 upon x the whole cube will be that whatever the number was, a cube minus 3a. X cube plus 1 upon x cube will be a cube minus 3a. So oral method would be, next time you have 5. 5 cube is 125 minus 3a is 15. Answer is 110. So if I ask you directly from here, what is x raised to 9 plus 1 upon x raised to 9? If I ask you for x raised to 9 plus 1 upon x raised to 9, it will be 110 cube minus 3 into 110. Okay. Now, so we got the answer. Now let's solve for this part. X raised to 5 plus 1 upon x raised to 5. X square plus 1 upon x square multiply by x cube plus 1 upon x cube. What the answer we got for this part? We had got 23, and this part we had got 110. Expand x square into x cube is x raised to 5. X square into 1 upon x cube is 1 upon x. 1 upon x square into x cube is x plus 1 upon x raised to 5. This will become 2530. This and this we want. This we already know is 5. So answer will be 2530 minus 5, 2525. It will not be product, there will be something subtraction also. Is this clear, everybody? For extra homework practice, you can try x raised to 7 plus 1 upon x raised to 7. Going to the next question. Remember this rule which I taught you this today. A square minus 2 wala rule and a cube minus 3a wala rule. We are going to use this again today in some question. Maybe a more of a arithmetic question than a linear equation question, but I've just got it with the linear equation, so I'm just keeping it here. क्या बड़ी बात है? Hemant, that's your homework. You need to do for 7. I'll show you one more question later. What about the answer for the 13th question? Anybody got the answer for the 13th question? Prerna, I think, is right. Vishesh and Excel are wrong. Ishan is right. What is that 57965? I don't even know what you're talking about. How are so many people getting the wrong answer, same wrong answer? Akhil wrong. Okay, let's do it. A water tank can supply a town for 60 days if there is no leakage. Okay, so suppose usage of water per day, if I take X liters, if there is X liters usage per day, then the water can last for 60 days. That means total capacity will be 60x. There's no leakage. Every day X liters was used. So in 60 days, 60x will be used. However, a leak at the bottom draining 30 liters per day causes the supply to last 15 days less. That means if every day 30 liter gets leaked, see, remember, whoever is the town or the villager, whoever is using the water, they are still using X liters. That means when there's a leakage of 30 liters, X plus 30 goes out every day, and water is lasting for 15 days less, which means it is lasting for 45 days. So this is also equal to total water, which has to be equal to 60x. 15 4s are 15 3s are. 3x plus 90 is 4x. 90 is equal to x. That means the total capacity became 60 into 90, 5,400. We leave it over there. If instead the leakage had drained 60 liters per day, how many days would the water last? Remember, they were still using 6x liters. Now I already know x is 90. So 90 they will use, 60 will be leaking. That means every day 150 liters water will go out. So how many days will the water last for? Amount of water we have is 60 into 90. Every day 150 is going out. So 150 divided by 150. 0, 0 cut. 15 6 are 90. Answer is 36 days. I don't know how many people got, why so many people got 30. And Sakshi, where did you get 37 from? All those who got 30, please check your mistake. You all made a conceptual mistake. Going to the next question. The next question is a past CAT question. So all those who keep asking me, sir, will such questions come in CAT? Well, this is actual CAT question. A pretty interesting one. Remember, in the previous question, just because water is leaking out does not mean that the villagers will use less water. They will keep using the 90 liters every day. Only thing which will happen is that the water will last for less days. Good, Sai. I assume getting it so fast, which means you had done it earlier. The hint for the first hint is this. Write the equation like this. It will help you a lot. Good, Niranjan. A lot of people said 99 is the answer, so that stuck to my mind. It's 25. Mehul wrong. Now let's start the question. Given enough time to solve. If I take x as 40, y plus z has to be 15. If I take x as 40, y plus z has to be 15. Now, x is 40 is only in one way. Now, when y plus z is 15, let's see how many ways can I write y plus z is 15. If I take y as the largest possible value, y will be 12. and z will be 3. So 12 comma 3, 11 comma 4, 10 comma 5, and so on till 3 comma 12. So I have exactly 10 values over here. 12 comma 3, 11 comma 4, 10 comma 5 up till 3 comma 12, which will be exactly 10 values. If I take x as 39, 39 minus 25 will be 14, so this will have to be 14. Y plus z will have to be 14. For y plus z to be 14, again I can start with 12, 12 comma 2, 11 comma 3, and so on till 2 comma 12, which will be exactly 11 values. Okay. When I take 38, I get, this has to be 13. For it to be 13, it will be 12 comma 1, 11 comma 2, and so on till 1 comma whatever, 1 comma 12, which will be 12 values. At this stage, lot of people would rush and say, okay, next answer will come 13. And if they kept it in their mind, it will come 13. Pay attention carefully. When this is 37, this will have to be 12. Both of them, they have said positive integers. Now, because both are positive, I can't take y as 12. I can take 11 comma 1 up till 1 comma 11, which will be 11 values again. So the pattern is kind of broken, but it's okay. Pay attention. When I take 36, this will be 11. So it will be 10 comma 1 to 1 comma 10, 10 values. And now I realize that more or less the pattern will come. All the values will keep going down. Last time checking 35, this will be 10, 9 comma 1 to 1 comma 9 will be 9 values. And last will come 27. 26 cannot come. I'll explain why. When this is 27, this will be 2. There will be only 1 comma 1, only one solution, which will be one solution. So what is our sum of all the values, all the number of ways in to do it? 1 plus 2 plus 3 up till 12, and then these two separately added. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 up till 12 plus this 10 plus 11, which is 21. This answer I think comes 12 into 13 upon 2. That will come 78. 78 plus 21, 99. Looks more like a PNC question. Looks more like a PNC question, and hence it will not, but it was not too much. There was no PNC over here. 26 cannot be taken because if I take 26, one of them will have to be 0. So minimum value for x can be 27, where these two ka total will be 2, 1 plus 1. So answer is 99. Please go through it very carefully. Shubham, maybe it can be done with PNC. I'll make an effort one more time later for PNC. If it can be done with PNC, maybe I'll bring it back in that marathon. It's a time consuming question. Otherwise, it's not a very difficult question. Yes, it's a time consuming question. Otherwise, that's not a difficult question. Again, a CAT question, but a very pretty simple question. Giving you approximately 30 seconds to have a look at the question. PNC is permutation and combination. I have kept all of them positive only, no? Divya, I think we can do that. We'll discuss it next time maybe. Onkar, so Divya and Shubham, two people have discussed a PNC approach. We'll discuss it next time. Let's go ahead. How many integers will this satisfy? Let's start simply normal expansion. So if I expand, this will give me n square minus 15n plus 50 minus 3n plus 6 less than or equal to 0, n square minus 18n plus 54 less than or equal to 0, 56, sorry, not 54, 56 less than or equal to 0, 14 and 4 factors, minus 14 and minus 4 are the factors. Whenever you have less than or equal to 0, be very careful. There's a 4 over here, there's a 14 over here. You can in fact use the tick cross approach here also. If I take a value above 4, what will happen if I take a value above 4? It will be greater than 0, so it will not satisfy. It will satisfy, it will not satisfy. Because it is less than or equal to 4 and 14, both will satisfy. So 4 will also satisfy and 14 will also satisfy. 4, 5, 6 up till 14. Answer is 11 values. Okay, very standard question. Remember, you had to count both 4 and 14 also because of the less than equal to 0. If it was only less than 0, then 4 and 14 would not come and answer would have been 9. If it was only less than 0, 4 and 14 will not come, answer would have been 9. Interesting question. Please go through it carefully. Don't make a very common mistake which a lot of people would make in this question. Giving around 20-25 seconds to have a look at the question. Okay, what will happen in the next question? They have told 5 plus 2 root 7 is a root of this polynomial. Now I'm sure if I write this function like this and I make it an equation, okay, lot of people would make this mistake that if alpha is 5 plus 2 root 7, beta is 5 minus 2 root 7, which is incorrect. Why? That's a rule we have been explained so many times in the class. We have been told that if alpha is 5 plus 2 root 7, beta is always 5 minus 2 root 7. But that is true only if all these are rational numbers. There is an irrational number over here. This part is an irrational number, and because of that, this rule is not valid. I'll repeat why the rule is not valid. If alpha is 5 plus 2 root 7, normally we say beta is 5 minus 2 root 7, but here it will not work because all the values over here are not rational. Okay? So pay attention. What you need to do is you need to take x is 5 plus 2 root 7. The root is 5 plus 2 root 7. That means one of the possible values of x is 5 plus 2 root 7. Put it in the question. So I'll get 5 plus 2 root 7 minus a into 5 plus 2 root 7 plus b plus 2 root 7 is equal to 0. Now expand this. I'm not showing the whole expansion. I'll get 25 plus 28, 53 plus 20 root 7 minus 5a minus 2 times a root 7 plus b plus 2 root 7 is 0. Okay, so 53, let's take all the real part and all the, because they have said a and b are integers. Okay, so 53 minus 5a, all the rational part, irrational part separately, plus b is all rational. 53 minus 5a and plus b, all are rational, everything else is irrational. Let's make other separate bracket for that. That will become what? 20 root 7 plus 2 root 7, 22 root 7 minus 2a root 7 is equal to 0. Got that much? Now it's very simple. This has to be, both of them have to be 0, right? So 22 root 7 minus 2a root 7. So 22 root 7 is equal to 2a root 7. Root 7 cut, a is 11. Put a is 11 in this equation, that also has to be 0. 53 minus 55 plus b is 0. B is 2. Answer is the second option. Even though the first step was slightly confusing, overall the question was a very standard question. And believe it, it's a XAT question. XAT no longer has remained a very difficult test. Okay? I don't think so this question was very difficult. If you would have done the standard approach, very simple approach, you would have got the question. Now, maybe in line a couple of CAT 23 questions. So people who have done the CAT 23 questions well might just feel that they're very easy, but understand that. Understand the questions. I'm reading the chat. I hope people are still paying attention. Shreyas, Prakash, I'm happy that you'll remember the question, but you all should keep thinking that next time I see a question like this, will I be able to think of it? The best way to approach such questions is always bring everything on the left hand side and keep the right hand side 0. Because the word real is there, very high chances that there will be 2 or 3 squares, like a square plus b square plus c square is 0. Therefore, a is 0, b is 0 and c is 0. Very, very high chances of that being there. So, if I bring, this is already a perfect square, so I will not touch it. X square plus, taking this on the other side, plus 4y into x plus y plus x minus 2y minus 1 the whole square is equal to 0. Only thing you have to check, is this a perfect square? Let's open the bracket up. X square plus 4xy plus 4y square plus x minus 2y minus 1 the whole square is 0. This will become x plus 2y the whole square plus x minus 2y minus 1 the whole square is 0. Two squares are 0, which means, and x and y are real. Therefore, both of them have to be 0. So, x plus 2y has to be 0 and x minus 2y minus 1 has to be 0. Don't solve. They have asked only for x minus 2y. X minus 2y minus 1 is 0. Therefore, x minus 2y is equal to 1. Now, remember one thing. This is only one of the few questions I have seen CAT repeating word to word, except what they've asked. They literally, I think in CAT 25 or one of the years, they gave the same equation, everything same, and they just asked something else. Basically, you got two equations. They must have told you to find x plus y, or they must have told you to only find x or only y. But they asked this question repeat word to word. So this is a very important concept where two squares become, and this concept, first time when you do it, it never strikes to you. Do repeated questions of the same type, it will start striking to you, okay, yeah, that two squares are coming out to be 0 and hence I have to do this. Okay, good important question, please do it really well. Darsh, there was already a perfect square, no? So when I want to write a square plus b square, why will I touch the perfect square? And luckily the other was coming out to be perfect square by itself. That's why I didn't touch it. So mainly what I did over here was to understand that can I get a square plus b square? One was already a square, so I didn't touch it. Luckily, the first one came out to be a perfect square by bringing everything on one side. So CAT 25, they repeated this question. This is also a very, very straightforward question. I mean not CAT 25, I'm so sorry, CAT 24. What am I saying? Sorry. Or from 21, they repeated in 23, something like that. Okay. Now let's look at this question and how do you approach such questions. Pay attention to this approach to this question also. Very different approach I'm using for this question. Root of 5x plus 9 plus root of 5x minus 9 is 6 plus 3 root 2. Root of 5x plus 9 plus root of 5x minus 9 is root 36 plus root 18. I hope you all understood how root 18 comes. 3 goes inside the root, so it will become 3 square. 9 2s are 18. So basically now you just compare both sides. 99 times out of 100 it will work. Obviously the longer approach is there, taking square on both sides and all that, but we are trying to avoid that. So over here 5x plus 9 is the bigger value, 5x minus 9 is the smaller value, because all the answers options also are positive. So I will take 5x plus 9 as 36, 5x minus 9 as 18, add both the equations. 10x is 54. Don't find x. You need anyway only root of 10x plus 9. Root of 10x plus 9 is what you want to find. So root of 54 plus 9, 63. 63 is 9 sevens are. So 3 root 7, which is the fourth option. Again, that is not a standard rule that first to first and second to second. Sometimes it might be first to second and second to first also. It's just basically I saw 5x plus 9 had to be bigger than 5x minus 9. And that is why I took the bigger one with 5x plus 9 and the smaller one with 5x minus 9. That's the way I looked at this question. Couple of questions maybe, because they are CAT questions, you all will feel a little bit faster, but again, we'll come back to it. We'll come back to some more new things. Okay, chalo, let's take a small, before we take a small break, 5 minutes, something different. Let's not look at this question. I don't have a blank sheet. So please excuse me. Let's not look at this question. Okay, before we take a break, please don't look at this question. So let's make it unreadable. Okay, now I have discussed this one approach of quadratic equation solving. And a lot of people have kept telling me, sir, do different approaches, show me different questions and all that. So I'm just going to talk about this. X square, random quadratic equation, right? Plus 24x plus say 80 is equal to 0. I'm explaining quadratic equation as splitting up middle term by a different method. Obviously here the numbers are very simple. Everybody knows the answer. But I'm just going to teach you a different approach. Okay. Just before the break, we are not doing that question. We'll do that question later. Now, the approach which kind of I have thought over, we had discussed this among ourselves, is something like completing the square, but with a different approach. How do you get the factors orally? Break up 24 in two equal numbers, 12 and 12. Break up 24 into two equal numbers, 12 and 12. What is 12 12s? 144. Subtract this number from here. Minus 80. 144 minus 80 is 64. What is square root of 64? Plus or minus 8? These two 12s which you wrote, no? To one of them add 8, to one of them subtract 8, and you get your factors 20 and 4. So obviously there are a lot of variations to this. This is one of the variation. I'm going to take one more question of exactly the same type to explain it. I'll have to make the question in my mind, so just give me a second. Odd number ke also I'm showing Hemant. Wait, just first let me finish one more for even number. I will show one more method, just wait. Let's split this up. Don't worry about the negative sign, right? Because only the signs will change. If it was positive 36 or negative 36, that will not matter too much. So just break this up as 18, 18. How much is 18, 18s? 324. How much is 324 minus 203? 121. What is square root of 121? Plus or minus 11. Plus 11 minus 11. 29 and 7. So obviously because it was negative, it will be negative 29 and negative 7. I'm explaining with odd, it will work every time. But understand the approach. Don't worry about the answer. Just understand. See, because this approach will be helpful in an exam situation when you're stuck. No, x square having coefficient does not change anything. I'm going to take negative approaches, or sorry, odd ones, when there is odd in between. And then I'll take something when there is negative in between with odd. Okay? So now I'm clearing the screen. Let's look at one more approach. X square minus say 35x. And I know the numbers are easy. Plus 150, but we want to understand the method. If the middle number is even, you will always get a perfect square. If the middle number is not even, you will not get a perfect square. So I'm explaining what to do when you not get a perfect square. Break up 35 into two numbers. Write this as positive. So break this up as two consecutive numbers. So 18 and 17. How much is, so we are not doing 18 18s this time, we are going to do 18 17s. That will be 324 minus 18. 324 minus 18 will be 306. Method remains the same. Don't change the method. 306 minus 150. So 6 over here and 15 over here. 156. What is square root of 156? Now, we know that square root of 156 is 12 point something. Forget the point. Don't worry about the point. 12, right? Plus and minus. Take 12 and minus 12. 30 and 5. We got our answers. See, obviously I had chosen an easy number because I was making the question in my mind that time. But we got the answer by the method. That is what we have to understand is important. Last one. Last question of this type with odd number in between. X square plus say 37x. And let me make up. So what will we get over here? Break up 37 into two consecutive numbers. 19 and 18. Always write the bigger number over here, smaller number over here. 19 and 18. Bigger number over here, smaller number over here. How much is 19 18s? So that will be 361 minus 19. That will be 342. 342 minus 336. That is 6. How much is square root of 6? 2 point something. Don't worry about the point. Only 2 point something. No, forget the point. So plus 2 minus 2. 21 and 16. Let's take a break. Maybe later at the end of the class, if I have more time, I'll take more approaches with negatives also. So we have a break for exactly 5 minutes. I'll be starting in exactly 5 minutes. Okay, we're starting. Let's go to the 20th question. We are 19th question, in fact. This is not the 19th question. We have finished only 18 ones. Let's start with the 19th question. The number of integer solutions of this particular equation is what? So a very standard approach for this question is just take mod x, once open it as x and second time open it as a minus x. The only thing you have to be careful about, when you open up mod x as x, remember x has to be a positive value, right? That's the important part. So let's start. Let's take this. We want to know the number of integral solutions. So let's solve this question. 2x into x square plus 1 is equal to 5x square, right? Now, what will I get if I open this bracket up? 2x cube plus 2x minus 5x square is 0. Let's write it carefully, or you can leave it equal to 5x square, doesn't matter now. So you'll get 2x cube minus 5x square plus 2x is 0. I can take x common. So I'll get 2x square minus 5x plus 2 is 0. This can be factorized. Factors will be negative 4 and minus 1. So let's get the answers orally. One answer for x will be 0. I'll come to that all later. Let's see what we'll think of, what values we want to take and not take. X is 0. X is 4 upon 2. So x is 2. And x is, one more value which we'll get over here is, we have got minus 1 as a factor, so minus half. So plus half. Now, understand what are we doing? So what have we got? We've integral solutions we wanted. So this will not satisfy. So right now I've got these two solutions. Let's go ahead and open up mod x as negative x. Okay. Take mod x as negative x. So we'll get 2 into minus x, or minus 2x into x square plus 1 is equal to 5x square. That will be negative 2x cube minus 2x is equal to 5x square. 0 is equal to 2x cube plus 5x square plus 2x. Same thing, x common. 2x square plus 5x plus 2. Factors will be plus 4 and plus 1. Again, the answers you'll get will be x is 0. That's already repeated, so you'll not take it one more time. X will be plus 4 was the factor. So answer will be minus 4 upon 2 minus 2. And third answer will again come fraction, so no need to take that. X is minus 2 is one more solution. So final solutions are 3 solutions, 0, 2 and minus 2. Okay, I hope everybody got this. Remember, CAT can keep making different questions around this. They can keep asking you number of integral solutions. They can ask you sum of all the integral solution. They can ask you sum of all the solutions and so on, so on. But if they ask you sum, always remember that alpha plus beta ka property can be used. Never solve the equation whenever they ask you for sum. It's a waste of time. Why not half? Because integral solutions are asked. Integer word is used. Okay. Let's go ahead. Next question. So they have told us alpha and beta are the roots of this equation, are two distinct roots. Here, if somebody remembers, they asked me, sir, that time I had mentioned that they not mentioned the word distinct. Here they mentioned that alpha and beta are two distinct roots of this equation, and alpha plus beta and alpha beta are the distinct roots of this equation. Find the value of 8 times k minus p. So basically, I will obviously just form a relationship. That's the only thing in this question. These questions, in fact, if you remember, a lot of people who met me during last mile to CAT or for the other sessions, I've told them do quadratic equation really well. And when I mean to do quadratic equation well, I mean these type of questions. Okay. Right, Steve? Anyway, but it was repeated, so could not take it anyways. So what will we get? alpha and beta. What will be alpha plus beta? 2x square minus 6x plus k is 0. So alpha plus beta is minus b upon a. Minus b upon a will be 6 upon 2, that is 3. And alpha into beta is c upon a. C upon a is k upon 2. Right? Leave it over here. Over here, alpha plus beta and alpha beta are the roots. So what will we get? Sum of the roots will be alpha plus beta plus alpha beta is minus b upon a, that is minus p. That we know is 3 plus k upon 2 is minus p. Take LCM, you'll get 6 plus k is negative 2p. Leave it over here. And second time, product of the roots, that is alpha plus beta into alpha beta is c upon a. So p in this case again. So alpha plus beta is 3 into k upon 2 is p. So second equation is 3k is equal to 2p. Now after this, it's just your speed at which you can solve these two equations smartly so that you get the answers. Let's look at what I would have done. And remember, I don't worry too much about speed. I always think about doing my steps smartly. I know 2p can be written as 3k. So instead of 2p, I decided to write 3k. There was a negative sign. Don't forget that. So I'll get 6 plus k is equal to negative 3k. 4k is equal to 6. I didn't even find k because I knew I had to find 8 times k minus p. Okay. So what do I want? I want 8k minus 8p. 4k is 6. So 8k will become 12. 8p. 2p is 3k. So 8p will be 12k. 8p will be 12k. You could also have done it smartly. Okay, I think I made a small error somewhere. Yeah, actually 4k is minus 6. 4k is minus 6. So let's solve this again. So what will I get? I want 8k minus 8p. Instead of 8p, I will write, instead of 8p, I'll write minus 12k. So in short, I want minus 4k only. Minus 4k will be positive 6. So that is your answer. Got that? Everybody got that? No need to find P and K. You're wasting time. Shreyas, please do not find that. You wasted time unnecessarily, got the fractions. Yes, I made a small error, so I wasted my time. But that's what, this is the way you should have done the question. Okay, let's go ahead. Slightly difficult question. Go through it. Spend 30 seconds first on it, and then we'll discuss further. We're running 10-15 minutes behind schedule. Come on, let's try and catch up. Not that it matters too much. We can always extend the session a little bit. But I realize after 3.5, 4 hours, you all start getting jittery. I am in fact in a slightly more comfortable position today. So I don't think so I'm going to have too much of an issue. These are not CAT level questions. These are CAT questions. These are actual CAT questions. Okay, going ahead with the next question. The equation x cube plus so and so x square plus x plus 2 has minus 2 as one of the roots. If the other two roots are real, then the minimum possible non-negative integral value of r is what? Okay, let's start. Pay attention, slight difficult question. So again, this is the type of question maybe which you would have seen in the exam situation and would have left it. That's okay. Okay, let's have a look at it. So I know minus 2 is one of the roots, which means I can take x as minus 2 if I want. Okay, let's see what do I achieve by taking x as minus 2, because that's the first thing I would have done in the exam. I would get 8 plus 2r plus 1 into 4 plus 4r minus 1 into say a minus 2 plus 2 is 0. And when I realize if I put this, I actually all my r terms cut out. And if my r terms cut out, there is no point. So doing this was meaningless. So now I would do x cube plus 2r plus 1 into x plus 4r minus 1 into x plus 2 is equal to 0 is a cubic equation where I know minus 2 is one of the roots, which means one of the factors x plus 2 is a factor. I hope most of you all know how to use synthetic division. If you all don't know, you all can use long division, but synthetic division is much faster than long division. Hence, you should be able to use synthetic division. So divide this cubic equation with x plus 2. In synthetic division, I need to take the coefficients. What is the coefficient of x cube? 1. Coefficient of x square there is 2r plus 1. Coefficient of x is 4r minus 1 and the last coefficient is 2. And because you're dividing by x plus 2, you need to put minus 2 over here. 1 comes down as it is. 1 into minus 2 is minus 2. 2r plus 1 minus 2 is 2r minus 1. 2r minus 1 into minus 2 is negative 4r plus 2. Add these two, we'll get 1. 1 minus 2 minus 2, 0. So that's anyway 0 is the remainder. This part gives you the coefficient. I will talk about a lot of different approaches, so pay attention. So the second equation is x square plus 2r minus 1 plus 1 is 0 into x plus 1 is 0. Right? The other equation is x square plus 2r minus 1 into x plus 1 is 0. Now, you want to minimize, then the minimum possible non-negative integral value of r is what? Right? That's what they were asked for. Now, we want non-negative integral value of r. How do you solve this? By a quadratic formula. How will you solve it? What will you get? B square minus 4ac has to be greater than or equal to 0. B square minus 4ac. I'll discuss one more approach, so please wait. Have some patience. Will be greater than or equal to 0. B square is 2, B is 2r minus 1. So 2r minus 1 the whole square minus 4ac is 4 into 1 into 1. You can't assume, no, they haven't said that the roots are 1 and 1. Greater than or equal to 0. I'll take all doubts, just have some patience. 4ac, this is 1, sorry. Because I'm looking at the chat every time, now I see the chat moving ahead, it kind of disturbs me. So 2r minus 1 the whole square is greater than or equal to 4. When you take square roots on both sides, you get plus or minus 2 greater than. That means one answer will be more than 2 and the other answer will be less than minus 2. So 2r minus 1 is greater than 2. 2r minus 1 is greater than or equal to 2. So 2r is greater than or equal to 3. R is greater than or equal to 3 by 2. If r is greater than 3 by 2 and they are asking the minimum possible value, minimum integral value, positive integral value, non-negative. So r, the minimum value can be r is equal to 2. Now, I'll try a lot of different approaches with this question. I know it's a difficult question, so I will try a couple of different approaches. But I hope you all understand this approach first. Okay? Let's look at other approaches. Now, in other approaches, we know three roots are suppose alpha, beta, which I don't know, and third root is gamma, which I don't know. Okay, let's go through the regular approach. What do we know? Sum of the roots is minus b by a. Sum of the roots is minus b by a. Taking 2 at a time is c by a, and product of all the roots is minus d by a. So let's try with product. Alpha, beta, gamma is minus d by a. Right? Now, 2 into beta into gamma is minus 2. So beta into gamma is minus 2. Now, lot of people will say take beta as 1 and minus 1. Lot of people are going to say take beta as 1, gamma as minus 1. But how do we know that definitely satisfies? So basically, if I take beta as 1 and gamma as minus 1, does it definitely satisfy? I don't know. So that's a slightly tricky part. And we also know 4r minus 1 will be when taken 2 roots at a time. So you can work with that. So see, if you took beta as 1, what is the sum of the roots? Alpha plus beta plus gamma is minus b by a. Then what will happen? You know this root is 2, this is 1, this is minus 1. Then this will become minus of 2r plus 1. So 1 and minus 1 cuts out. 2 is equal to negative 2r minus 1. 3 is negative 2r. You are not getting the answer which we want. This is wrong. So you can't just assume beta and gamma as minus 1. That's wrong. That is why the proper method has to be done for this question. The original root is minus 2, sorry. So minus 2 over here. So this will be 1. So will both of them one work, also one work? Let's check. Still the problem will exist. If you try alpha plus beta plus gamma, it will still not work. If you take both as 1, both as minus 1, that's a problem, right? See, assumption is 1 and 1 minus 1 is wrong. No, it can be 5 and 1 upon 5. It can be any random two numbers. Only one root we know is minus 2. So the other roots we don't know. And that is why application of that will be wrong. Are we clear, everybody? Don't try unnecessary approaches. Don't assume things too much. Okay, please don't assume. And I think that the earlier method was the best method to do this question. Try and stick to that approach. Maybe as we go ahead, maybe I might think of something different. But right now, I think that was the best approach. So product of the roots, sum of the roots, if we are not getting much. Okay, let's go ahead to the next question. Okay, nice, interesting, difficult question. Definitely a level C question. I'm giving you the first hint also. Chalo. Now tell me, when is it possible that 2 raised to something plus 2 raised to something is equal to 2 raised to something? When will this be possible? I think it will be possible only in one case. When I mean one case, one particular type of case mein. Think a little bit and tell me. I'm waiting for you all in the chat. Okay? Definitely so. Anyway, the previous question should have been left alone by most of the people. Excellent, Shriyesh. When is 2 raised to something plus 2 raised to something is equal to 2 raised to something? That is possible only, see, I'm writing it over here in another color marker, which I will erase again. This is possible only if it is 2 raised to say 3 plus 2 raised to 3, which is 8 plus 8, 16, which is 2 raised to 4. Or if it is 2 raised to 5 plus 2 raised to 5, which is 32 plus 32, 64, which is 2 raised to 6. Or if it is 2 raised to 10 plus 2 raised to 10, 1024 plus 1024, which is 2 raised to 11. That is the only time it is possible. Which means, what do I definitely know? That from this rule, what I understand is, I definitely understand one thing, that 4x square is equal to 2x plus 30. Because of this rule, I understand that 4x square has to be equal to 2x plus 30. After that, it was a very straightforward sum. 4x square minus 2x minus 30 is 0. Divide by 2. 2x square minus x minus 15 is 0. Don't solve. Do not solve. Pay attention. What have they asked for? Sum of all possible values of x. That means we know I will get two values of x. One of them will be alpha and the other will be beta. So in short, they've asked for alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta will be negative b by a. So negative b will be 1, by a will be 2. Answer will be the third option. Tell me very truthfully, how many people thought of the last step? How many people thought of this? Cool. Difficult question, level C. What has been taught over here or what has been explained over here is a very difficult thing to think in the exam. Very, very few people are going to be able to think of this in the exam situation. Yeah, it can be infinite options, but basically these both had to be same. Great. If you thought of it, Falgun, Arihant, Abhinav, Prakash, Ram, I'm happy. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. या ये सब PYQs है. यहां पे अभी नेक्स्ट 5-6 क्वेश्चन तक सब कुछ PYQ है, एंड देन वी आर स्टार्टिंग फ्रेश क्वेश्चंस अगेन. Let K be the, so let's understand how I would look at this question. With this question, I want to explain something, how I would look at a question in the exam. Let K be the largest integer such that this equation has no real roots. So first I'm asking myself, looking at this, will I be able to find K? Okay, it's the largest integer, looks fine. No real roots means some rule of delta I'll have to apply. No real root means delta has to be less than 0. Great, that much I understand. And the last part, suddenly there's a y in the question. If y is a positive real number, what is the least possible value of this? So this, though, whatever I will get K, whatever value I get for K, that's irrelevant. I have to know how to find this. So I'm asking myself two things. First, will I be able to find K? Which I answered yes. Then whatever I get K, after that I want to know, will I be able to minimize this part? And I am thinking I will have to use this rule, arithmetic mean greater than or equal to geometric mean. Have I done questions around this? If yes, then only I am trying this question. Otherwise, I am not trying this question. A very good way to tell yourself whether you want to do this question in the exam or leave it. Okay, so let's start. For the original equation, delta is less than 0. A is x minus 1, B is 2k and C is 11. So delta B square 2k the whole square minus 4AC is, sorry, my bad, I have to open the equation yet. I thought it was k minus 1. I didn't read. I have to still open the equation. X square minus 2x plus 1 plus 2kx plus 11 is 0. Only one x square term minus 2kx plus 2kx. If I take 2x common, I'll get k minus 1 plus 12 is equal to 0. Okay. So my a is 1, my b is 2 times k minus 1 and c is 12. Delta less than 0 because no real roots. No real roots means roots are imaginary. Roots are imaginary means delta has to be less than 0. So b square 4 into k minus 1 the whole square, b square minus 4ac has to be less than 0. Take this negative on the other side, divide by 4 also. K minus 1 the whole square is less than 12, dividing by 4 also. So k minus 1 the whole square is less than 12. That means k minus 1 is between root 12 and minus root 12. Right? I want largest integer. So k minus 1 just below root 12. That means if I add 1 over here, negative side, so I'm not even bothered. I want the largest integer. So k is less than root 12 plus 1. I want an integer. Root 12 is how much? 3 point something. So k will be 3.1, 3 point something plus 1. So k will be less than 4 point something something. So the largest integer possible for k will be 4. And hence I got k as 4. I hope people follow till I got k as 4. Once I got k as 4, I put it over here. 4 upon 4y is 1 upon y. So I have to find the least value of this, 1 upon y plus 9y. Now, how do you use the rule of arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to geometric mean? 1 upon y plus 1y. So I take basically one term as 1 upon y, second term as 9y. How do you find arithmetic mean? A plus b upon 2. That means 1 upon y plus 9y divided by 2 is greater than or equal to geometric mean. Geometric mean is the square root of the multiplication. So square root of 1 upon y multiply by 9y. Y cut. What is square root of 9? 3. I know plus and minus 3, but there's no point taking negative 3. Right? Because they have said positive real numbers. So 1 upon y plus 9y greater than or equal to 3 multiply by 2, 6. So this answer has to be greater than or equal to 6. Whatever at k upon 4y plus 9y has to be greater than or equal to 6. And they're asking for the least possible value for that. If it is greater than or equal to 6, the least value will be 6. That's the answer. Definitely a level C question because of couple of things. First, getting this rule, getting the value of k, and then also getting the second part. Yes. Where is everybody gone from the chat? People have suddenly lost it. What's happening? I don't see any chats, or am I missing out the chats? Everybody's there with me? Hello? Oh, for some reason the chat was not working. My chat box was stuck. It is a tough question. See, you have to give, like I say, give credit where it is due. You have to tell yourself, yes, it's a tough question. Why worry so much? There are enough questions you want to leave in a test situation. This is one of those. Okay? Let's go ahead. Nice, easy question. If you do smartly, it's an easy question. Because they told maximum value of k. Read the question, Steve. These are a couple of CAT 23 questions. We will move back to normal questions very soon. Chalo, let's start with this question. We want to find possible values of p cube minus q cube. I know p cube minus q cube will come through this formula, p minus q the whole cube. A minus b the whole cube is a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b. Okay, so this part I know, right? So now I'm telling myself, what all do I need? I need a PQ definitely. So let's find the PQ because that was very straightforward from these two only. 4PQ will become 72. Therefore, PQ will become 18. So I got one part. Now I want to find P minus Q. If I take the first two equations and bring the 2PQ on the left side, what will I get? P square plus Q square minus 2PQ is equal to 9. 29 minus 29. This is P minus Q the whole square is 9. P minus Q is plus or minus 3, and that was the main thing of the step sum. Once I will take P minus Q as positive 3, once I will take P minus Q as negative 3, apply it in this formula, and I'm sure you'll get the answer. Come on, I'm waiting for the others to get it. 2 people have given me the right answer. Divya, it comes in arithmetic mean greater than geometric mean. Lot of people ask me, where does it come? It comes in a lot of questions where they ask you minimum value, where they ask you the minimum value of something. And remember, wherever you can, I have given you half the question, so you can try the remaining half. I have still not given you the whole answer. PQ was 18 in both the cases. Fair enough, so nothing wrong in that. I also had done this question earlier with that method. But then I thought that this was easier, so I'm explaining this method. So finishing of the question, once I put 3, so I'll get 27 is equal to P cube minus Q cube minus 3 into 18 into minus 3. Oh, sorry, plus 3. That will become 54 threes are. 54 threes is 162. 162 plus 27. 189. So one case mein P cube minus Q cube is 189. If you can save time in your mind, if you can do the second case, you will realize that in the second case everything comes same, only P cube minus Q cube will come minus 189. This is where you should save time. And you want the difference between the maximum and the minimum value difference. So 189 minus 189, answer is 378. I hope nobody did all the hard work and then said that the answer was 0. Look at it, no? This is 162. 162 goes on the other side, comes plus 162. So 27 plus 162, 189. 3 cube, Ranjana. I put it in this formula. P minus Q the whole cube. 3 cube is 27. This I want to find. 3 into 18 into 3. Got it, Ranjana? Ranjana, Divya, are you clear with your doubts? Neha, to find PQ, I took equation number 2 and 3. Neha, is your point clear? Okay, going ahead. Next question. Question number 25. No, I didn't use it again. I just wrote it because somebody asked a query. Kriti. We are solving 40 questions today. We are on the 25th. Very important to know this concept. Infinitely many solutions. Do you remember the rule? When do two simultaneous equations give you infinitely many solutions? If you don't know the rule, you all should have just moved to the next question. Understand, in the exam, you don't sit and waste time. Either you know a particular concept or you don't know it. If there are two equations, a1x plus b1y is equal to c1 and a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. When do we get infinite solutions? We get infinite solutions when a1 upon a2 is b1 upon b2 is c1 upon c2. All the IMS students would have seen this in the concept video. I have created a concept video for this. a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2. Right? No, not parallel. Parallel, they get no solution. Understand, there are three cases. When the two lines are parallel, there are zero solutions. When they are intersecting, there is one solution. And when they are overlapping, there are infinite solutions. So parallel is wrong. Perfect, Varad. Okay, so I'm clearing this out. So if I take the two equations now, over here a1 is a plus phi. So a plus phi upon 1 is b square minus 15 upon 1 is 8b upon 4. Sumit, wrong. There is no 50 ka option also, Sumit. I have taken the options exactly. So obviously I can see that these two equations have only one value of b. So I can solve it. 4 1s are 4 2s are, cross multiply. B square minus 15 is 2b. B square minus 2b minus 15 is 0. Minus 5 and plus 3 are the factors. So b is 5 or b is minus 3. B is 5 or minus 3. Please don't forget to check for both of them. A plus 5 is b square minus 15. So a is equal to b square minus 20. A is b square minus 20. So over here a will be 25 minus 20. So a will be 5. So the product AB will be 25. But don't forget to check for the second one also. Over here a will be 9 minus 20 minus 11. So here AB is 33. Lot of people in a rush got 25 and marked it. Overlap line, yes. Basically completely coinciding lines are infinite solutions. Divya, what happened? Where did you get 15 from? Check. These are both values of b only. This is also b, this is also b. You have to find a for both of them. Nirmal, what have you done? Maximum चाहिए. Options देखो. Why we wanted b square? Why would I put a value of b is 2b? B is 5, b is minus 3. This is b square. Everybody got this? There is no 2b in the question. There is b square. Where are you all getting 2b? I don't know from. Achha, oh, you're saying over here. My bad. You could have done that. A plus 5 is equal to 2b. I'm sorry, my bad. You could have done that. But still, nothing changes. Hriday, look at the other equation. The second equation, or the first or the second equation, whatever you want to call it, is 1x plus 1y. So over here, a1 is a plus 5, a2 is 1. B1 is this is B2. Got it, Uday? Yeah. Put it in any one of the equations. No, I put it in this equation. B as minus 3. So negative 9 minus 20. 9 minus 20, negative 11. Okay, moving ahead. Okay, let's remember your rules. The rules which I want. I don't want anybody to solve for long method. I want everybody to get this with the rules which I explained earlier. What did I explain? If I know x plus 1 upon x, then to find x square plus 1 upon x square, I just have to do, if this is a, then this is a square minus 2. Right? So if you are moving backwards, if you know this, you'll have to add 2 and take square root. So I want to do this sum very fast. Long method anybody can do. X raised to 8 plus 1 upon x raised to 8 is 47. From here, how can I get x raised to 4 plus 1 upon x raised to 4? So see, when I was going up, I had to do square and minus 2. So exactly opposite, what do I have to do if I'm coming down? I have to do plus 2 and square root. I have to do plus 2 and square root. So 47 plus 2 is 49. Square root of 49 is 7. Got this in one step. X square plus 1 upon x square. Plus 2 and square. 7 plus 2, 9. Square root, not square. 9 ka square root, 3. Got this. X plus 1 upon x. 3 plus 2, 5. Square root of 5 is root 5. So you notice that I got this literally in 20 seconds if I know the rules well. Now from here, I have to go raised to 3 raised to 3. 2 times. What was the rule if I have to go raised to 3? A cube minus 3a. So x cube plus 1 upon x cube is a cube minus 3a. So root 5 cube minus 3 root 5. All this I taught earlier. That's why I'm not repeating the method. So that will be 5 root 5 cube will be 5 root 5 minus 3 root 5. This will be 5 root 5 minus 3 root 5, which will come to be 2 root 5. Now again when I take cube, x raised to 9 plus 1 upon x raised to 9. Same rule. 2 root 5 cube minus 3 into 2 root 5. 2 root 5 cube will be 8 into 5, 40 root 5 minus 6 root 5, which is 34 root 5. Fourth option. No, when you do, you're just you're taking one level up. X raised to 4 ka square is not x raised to 16. X raised to 4 ka square is x raised to 8. Very important sum from the point of view of a concept understanding, that this sum, if you do by the right method in the exam, it's a 1 minute question. Otherwise, this question, if you do by the long approach, do all the steps, it will take at least 4 minutes. I would suggest sit back and revise this question one more time later. Later, anytime, sit back. You can change this number to whatever you want and try it. Obviously, don't make it too difficult. Just try it. One of the formulas is a square minus 2 and the other formula is a cube minus 3a. Okay? Going ahead. Nice, very simple question if you know the concept. Come on, very simple question. People should get it very quickly. Important rules are integer. Yes, Neha. Important words over here are integer. A, B, C, D all are integers. Remember, in these questions, there's a very simple approach. Always try to take them as close as possible to each other. Now, if this was suppose 32, instead of 32, if this was 32, I would have taken all of them to be 32 divided by 4, 8. But it is not 32, it is 30. Which means, if I don't think of the word integer, all of them would come 7.5. But 7.5 is not allowed because of the word integer. 7.5 is not allowed because of the word integer. Which means, you just make two of them smaller and two of them bigger. Which means you can say let A and B both be 7 and let C and D both be 8. Now, it doesn't matter which one you take 7 and which one you take 8. Two of them will come 7, two of them will come 8. Simple rule. Okay, any two can be 7, any two can be 8. Go and put it in the question. I have taken A and B both as 7. So, therefore, this will become 0. A and C I have taken as 7 and 8. So, 1 square will be 1. And again 1, answer will be 2. Remember, we want to minimize. Maximum, so they can go to infinite. Because I can take A as, just for example, I can take A as 1003 and B, C, D all as minus whatever was 1000, I wanted 30, no? So I can take 1030 and two of them as 1000 or whatever, just to get this total, right? I can take any negative values. So please remember, they cannot ask you maximum because you can keep going to infinite. You can take two negatives, two positive, and keep taking huge values. So no point thinking of that. Somebody asked me maximum, so I'm saying that maximum is not possible. Remember, in these kind of questions, always the closest thing will be asked. They will never ask you the other way around. One good question, this can be more of a question of numbers also. This more than algebra can also be numbers. That's in fact a hint for you. Perfect, exactly that concept only, Hriday. We use exactly that concept, Hriday. Try this question, come on. I think they said only for positive, no? So whenever you have to minimize, you will bring them as close as possible. Okay, how many people have worked on this question? Here I can take y common. So x plus z is 19. Now, what are the different values y can take? Think a little bit. Y can be 1 or 19 because everything is a natural number, there are no decimals. Y can be 1 or 19. Now, if y is 1, then x plus z is 19. And if y is 19, x plus z is 1, which is not possible because two natural numbers cannot add up to 1. So this is out. I'll repeat. Y, because 19 is a prime number, 19 ones are 19 is only possible. So if y is 1, x plus z is 19. If y is 19, x plus z is 1, but x plus z cannot be 1 because two natural numbers cannot add up to 1. So I got the value of y. Let's think on the other side. If I take z common, I get y plus x, z into y plus x is 51. But now over here, 51 is not a prime number. It can be 151s, it can be 317s, it can be 17 3s, and it can be 51 1s, which is not allowed. So I have three cases possible. Okay, I have three possible cases. Now, if I take z as 1, see y though I already got fixed, y is definitely 1 only. If I take z as 1, then over here x will come 18 and here x will come something else only. So it is not even satisfying. Let's look at this. If I take z as 1, I'll get y plus x is 51. Y plus x is 51. So y is 1, so x will come 50. But that's not possible over here. So this value is only wrong. Let's take z as 3. If I take z as 3, y plus x is 14. Y is 1. Y is still 1, right? So x will become how much? 1 plus something is 14. So x will be 13. Does it satisfy over here? No. 13 plus 3 is 16. So it doesn't satisfy here also. That this case is also out. Take z as 17. Take z as 17. If z is 17, what will I get? X plus y is how much? X plus y is 3. Y I know is 1. So x will be 2. And it satisfies this condition also. So there is only one condition. Lot of people, I have seen a lot of videos of this, a lot of faculties also have made a mistake in solving this question. They have taken 3 cases. There are not 3 cases, there's only one case. When y is 1, z is 17 and x is 2 is the only possible case. Let me explain why again. Because when I took z as 1, the solutions were not satisfying. Right? So I got this answer. Product they've asked for x, y, z. So x, y, z ka product is 34. Nice, important question. A very good question. Let's go to the next question. Again, literally on the same concept the question is. That is why I clubbed these 2 questions together. I have kept both of them together because of that reason. Both of them were type A. A square plus AB plus A is 14. So I can take A common. If I take A common, I get A plus B plus 1 is 14. Now remember, 14 can be broken up as 1 14s or 2 7s. Now let's think a little bit. If A is 1, this whole thing is 14. And if A is 2, this whole thing is 7. Vice versa is not possible. A cannot be more than that. Because if I take A as 7, then this whole thing can't be 2 because A and B both are natural numbers. So this is out and A14 is also out. So I have only 2 possibilities. A can be 1 or A can be 2. If A is 1, this bracket is how much? 14. A plus B plus 1 is 14. A I already know is 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. So B will come out to be 12 in this case. I'm not even touching the second equation. A is 2. That time A plus B plus 1 will come out to be 7. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So B will be 4. Take both these solutions and just put it in the second equation. Does it satisfy? Look at B. If B was 12, B square only will become too big. So this case is out. Look at the equation, B square. Let's try the second value. B square is 16. AB is 8. B is 4. Perfect 28. Which means my answers are A is 2 and B is 4. They've asked for 2A plus B. 2A plus B will be 8. Such a nice question if done smartly. Lot of people, I remember when this question was asked, lot of people said, oh, let's add the equation, let's subtract the equation, A square, B square. It was a simple factors question, right? Exactly, Pratham, what I just said. Don't want to do any such thing. Okay, I thought level A question. Two factors properties, using factors, we got two level A questions. Not that you won't get, I'm not saying you won't get, but I think this was a very easy approach. So let's go ahead. A very standard CAT type of question. I in fact have taken this question from the IPM exam paper, but this has been asked in CAT also a couple of times. Right, Mr. White, I think that's fine, that's not a problem. But what if it was the theta question? You should just know your answers. This type of question has already been asked in CAT quite 2-3 times, but I have picked this exact question from the IPM paper. Kriti, those both were CAT questions only. Come on, do two questions over here. Number of real solutions and sum of all solutions. Right, Ritik, 3 cases. No, Krish, wrong. 3 तो cases है, Krish. Indices, you will need to know little bit rules of indices. When do you get 1? When a raised to b is 1, what can you say? I don't think so. Answer is 2, Krish. Krish, your answer is wrong. Some I don't know, some I haven't solved for. Let's try. When is a raised to b 1? Let's understand that. A raised to b can be 1 when b is 0 and a is anything except 0. Second case, when a is 1 and b is anything. Third case, a is -1 and b is anything but an even number. So let's take all these cases and we'll try the question and we'll see what's happening. Okay, so first let's take the power as 1. So x square minus 5x plus 6 is 0. That power is 0. So this is a standard quadratic. X minus 3, x minus 2 is 0. X is 3 or x is 2. No problem. These two the base is never 0. So these two are definitely answers. Now take a as 1. X square minus 15x plus 55 is 1. X square minus 15x plus 54 is 0. X minus 6 into x minus 9 is equal to 0. So x is 6 or x is 9. Again, no problem over here because anyway a could be at a. When a is 1, b can be anything. So I don't even have to check. Only when I take a as -1, that time I have to check. Let's take third case, a as -1. X square minus 15x plus 56 is 0. X, right, no, plus 56 is 0, 7 and 8. X minus 7, x minus 8. So x is 7, x is 8. Now let's quickly just check. When x is 7, x is 8, is the power, this was the power, is the power coming out to be even? That's the only thing I would want you to check. Not answer, don't solve the answer, just check odd even. 7 square is odd. 5 into 7 is odd. So odd minus odd is even, plus 6 is even. So this is even. and 8 though I don't need to check, that will definitely give me even. So for both cases it is even. So I have 6 cases, so 6 values. So answer for the original question is 6. What about the extra question which I asked? Sum of all solutions, that will be 3 plus 2 plus 6 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8. That will be 15 plus 15, 30, 30 plus 5, 35. In the exam, if they had asked only sum, you could have done from here only. This will be 5, this will be 15, this will be 15. That way. Sum of the roots. Go back and check, Shivani, does it satisfy both the equation? If it satisfies anyway, the answer is 48. 6 values, no? X is 3, 2, 3, 6, 9, 7, 8, all distinct values. So 6 values. This is an important question. It's a very typical question, but a very, very, very important question. It has already been asked in CAT couple of times, and I think they can ask something similar next year also. Chalo, going ahead. 30 questions done, last 10 questions left. I think we're more or less on time, 5-10 minutes here and there. Okay, this is not a theta question. This is more of a concept I'm explaining. So solve it and tell what answers you're getting. Yes, but it is satisfying. No, I checked. No, Anshul. Somebody's just joined. Good evening, Sayak. Logarithm is not a part of algebra. And if I have to teach logarithms, I'll take 4 hours to teach logarithms. I like it so much. Do this question more like a concept. It is just something I wanted to teach so that you all are able to solve when you come across a question like this. Whenever you have 4 brackets like this, you always group the brackets smartly. Take the first with the last, because 1 and 6 is 7 and 3 and 4 is also 7. So you multiply the first bracket with the last bracket. What will you get? X square minus 7x plus 6. There should be 4 answers for this question. And the second bracket will be x square minus 7x plus 12 plus 8 is 0. There will be 4 answers for this question. The other 2 will be irrational, but that also I want. Let x square minus 7x be a. So the first bracket will become a plus 6 and a plus 12 plus 8 is 0. So this will become a square plus 18a plus 12, 6 is 72 plus 8, 80 is equal to 0. Factors are very oral, 18 and 10 and 8. So a plus 10, a plus 8 is 0. Yeah, Shivani, but still for that question, Shivani is still stuck for this, that earlier question, but still Shivani, you get a higher answer of 48. They wanted minimum answer. So a is minus 10 or a is minus 8. Okay. Let's put the value back of a. X square minus 7x is equal to minus 10. So plus 10 is 0. Factorize this. This will be x minus 5 into x minus 2 is 0. X is 5, x is 2. This is the answer which most of the people said. Perfect. But you still need the other 2 answers also. X square minus 7x plus 8 is 0. This cannot be factorized, so you'll have to solve by formula method. Remember, the factors are not 8 and 1 because it's a plus 1, 8. Okay, so x is equal to minus b. Minus b will be 7 plus or minus b square 49 minus 4ac, that is 32 upon 2. Right, so 7 plus minus root 17 upon 2 are the other two factors. Remember, this question I've asked more or I've taught more as a concept today and not so much as a question in CAT. You might need to know this concept somewhere. You might get stuck and you might need to know it. Next question. Let's see how much have you learned today. This question will tell me how much were you all paying attention today. I am not going to do this question till I hear some answers. So for me, it's like a 30-35 seconds break. Nobody, no answers. What's happening? Weber is just going to be about more questions solved. How many questions have you solved? How much practice have you done with these questions? Sitting with me and solving 40 questions is not going to be enough. Excellent, Divya and Shubham. Very good. Sonali right. Arihant wrong. Sanyam right. Divya, Shubham, Arihant, Sonali very good. Chaitali right. Varun right. Avik right. Good. A lot of people have got right. I'm happy. Basically, what you have to do is, whenever you are stuck with such questions, think, can you make a square plus b square is 0? Can you make over here a square plus b square is 0? So I had p square minus 6p. What is the last term with p square minus 6p to make it a perfect square? What should be the last term with p square minus 6p to make it a perfect square? It will be 9. So I've added 9 in the question. Same way with q square plus 18q. What is the last term I'll need? I'll need 81. Okay, so you can say either I've added 9 and 81, or in short, I've just split up this 90 as 9 plus 81. Same thing. So this bracket becomes p minus 3 the whole square. This bracket becomes q plus 9 the whole square. Both are 0. So both individually have to be 0. So p is equal to 3, q is equal to minus 9. And then just putting the values, answer is 900. You just had to understand this part well. Everybody clear? Let's go ahead. Is everybody clear with the previous question? Because Darsh, nothing else was working, so I just worked on the a square plus b square logic. Luckily, the whole term was sum of two squares. And if p minus 3 the whole square and q plus 6 the whole square, 9 the whole square is equal to 0, both of the squares are 0. And they had told us p and q are real. That was the big hint. They're telling you that real things no, that is a big thing. Okay, guys, only 7 or 8 more questions. Come on, keep the energy up. Yeah, so we got one PS3 and Q as -9. Then put it in the question. Which part, Gyana? Which part are you talking about? Please explain, you're saying. Harsha, whatever your name is. Okay. Good. Some people have already started giving answer for this question. I'm happy. Okay, couple of ways in which I do this question. First method, second method, I'll show you both the methods. Pay attention carefully. Or in fact, I'll show you only one method today. So P and Q are the roots of this equation. That means I know P plus Q, sum of the roots is minus B by A. And product of the roots I know is C by A. So that I got. Now, for the other equation, I found the roots. What are the roots of the other equation? P plus Q plus PQ. So what is the other equation ka alpha, if I want to call it? It is P plus Q plus PQ, which is C by A minus B by A, which is C minus B upon A. So this is the other equation ka alpha. What is the other equation ka beta? It is PQ minus P minus Q. So it is C by A minus plus B by A. So it's C plus B by A. Now I form the equation when I know the roots. What is the method to form the equation? X square minus sum of the roots into X plus the product of the roots is equal to 0. Oh, no, sorry, this is wrong. I am not still taken sum and product. I still have to find sum and product. So what will be sum of the roots? Sum of the roots will be addition of these two. B and B will cut. So it will be 2C upon A. And product will be C square minus B square upon A square. And then I use this formula, X square minus the sum of the roots into X plus the product of the roots is equal to 0. Take LCM, solve it out, you get third option as the answer. Yeah, I agree that there are some options which only have C by A, you can move faster. But here again, my aim was more to teach the question. Okay, going ahead. If the roots of a cubic equation are 3 consecutive integers, then what is the smallest possible value of B? Okay, quickly, let's have a look at the question. Now, this is more like not exactly trial and error question, but think a little bit. What is B? This will come from sum of the roots. Okay, so what is, if the 3 roots are, say, P, Q, R. So P plus Q plus R. Sum of the roots is minus B by A. In that position, there is A. So it will be A by 1. Taking 2 roots at one time. PQ plus PR plus QR will be B by 1. and product of the roots will be minus c. Everybody clear till here? That is a rule. This is like a concept. Now understand one thing. They want us to find the smallest possible value of b. Now if I want the smallest possible value, I have to keep PQR also as small as possible, and I don't have to keep PQR small. I also have to try and see whether I can take something negative, something 0 and so on. Because if I take all negative, it will become negative into negative, positive, positive, positive. That's also not right. So I have to actually think of 3 values of PQR which is going to make this minimum. And here this question is more thought than actually solving. So what is the perfect values of you will take if one of them was 0 and they had said consecutive integers? If one of them was 0, it was going to make a lot of sense. So when I tried this question first time, say I took 0, 1 and 2. If I took 0, 1 and 2, 0 into anything is 0. Suppose if P was 0, Q was 1 and R was 2. So 0 into 1 is 0, 0 into 2 is 0. But then this comes to be 2. Luckily, there was no option of 2 in the options. So this was wrong, which means I had to think of an answer lower than 2 also. This was so never my answer. Now, next option, I could put 0 in between, minus 1, 0 and 1. Again, 2 brackets will be 0 this time definitely. 0 into 1 will be 0, 0 into minus 1 will be 0. And third will be 1 into minus 1. So hence the answer will be the second option. So minus 1 into 0 plus minus 1 into 1 plus 0 into 1. 0 minus 1 0. So answer is minus 1. So the value of b was minus 1. Everybody got that? Yeah, sorry, this was the error. This should be plus c. Since it was not needed, I was not paying attention to it. Good, well pointed out, Bharat. Okay, let's go ahead. One more good question on the same concept. Think of the equation as x cube plus 0x square minus 3x plus 5 is 0. Concept is same. So Steve, I wanted to keep the values as close as possible. First of all, they were consecutive values. If I took bigger values, I would get positive answers. So at some point I realized to get a negative answer, I had to use 0 in the middle. Minus 1, 0 and 1. That is how I thought of it. Yeah, but that's not needed, Gyani. I just did IB. I just explained it one more time. Okay, what about this question? I didn't use the options approach. Please don't look at options that question. I didn't use options at all. Let's start with this question now. What do I want to find? P minus Q the whole square plus Q minus R the whole square plus R minus P the whole square. If I open the bracket up, because what all do I know first? Let's think that way. I know sum of the roots. I know P plus Q plus R is minus B by A, which is 0. Taking 2 at a time. PQ plus PR plus QR is C by A. So that's minus 3 and product is 5. Right? Pratham right, Mr. White right, Aryaman wrong. So we have these 3 things and I want to find all this. So what I decided was to expand this. P minus Q the whole square is P square plus Q square minus 2PQ. Q minus whole square is Q square plus R square minus 2QR. R minus P the whole square is R square plus P square minus 2 PR. So I get 2 times P square plus Q square plus R square and minus 2 into PQ plus QR plus PR. This values I already know, so that's not a worry. I am just worrying about this part. Yeah, but then there are still two answers, right? Think of it as a theta question. Understand it. P square plus Q square plus R square. Okay, and nowhere they said roots are real. Roots could be imaginary also. What is P square plus Q square plus R square? P plus Q plus R the whole square is P square plus Q square plus R square minus 2 times PQ plus QR plus PR. Sorry, plus 2 times. So how much is P plus Q plus R? 0. 0 square is 0. P square plus Q square plus R square plus 2 into minus 3. That will become negative 6. Come on the other side, becomes 6. So P square plus Q square plus R square is 6. Put it in this question. 2 6 are 12. Minus 2 into minus 3 plus 6. Answer is 18. Or you write the whole thing as 3PQR, which is the same thing. There is no 3PQR, sorry. Aryaman, what are you saying wrong? Why do you need PQR? You don't even need PQR. This was not needed in the question. Okay, good question to understand this concept of using. These are proper algebra formulas which you need to know. Next one. Priyam, not necessarily Priyam. Now, so see, let's listen to what Priyam is saying. Priyam and Aryaman and Anshul and all are chatting. I just read their chat. They're saying that negative answers are eliminated. Not necessarily. Because nowhere had they said the roots are real. Roots could be imaginary also, right? So don't make that assumption. In this case, you need to solve this equation out. First root is always trial and error. Start with 1, start with minus 1, start with 2, minus 2, 3, minus 3. If you don't get, leave it, go to the next question. So let's start putting x as 1. So I get 1 plus 2 minus 1 minus 2, which is coming out to be 0. So x is equal to 1 is satisfying. Therefore, x minus 1 is a factor. Ideally, after this, I would do synthetic division. As I said earlier also, I'm good with synthetic division. I remember it, so I do it well. So 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2. X minus 1 is a factor. So I will put 1 over here. 1. 1 ones are 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 ones are 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 ones are 2. 0. So my quotient is x square plus 3x plus 2, which can be further factorized as x plus 2 into x plus 1. So my three factors of the original cubic equation become x minus 1 into x plus 2 into x plus 1 is equal to 0. So the three answers are 1, minus 1 and minus 2, where alpha is the biggest one. So alpha is 1, beta is minus 1 and gamma is minus 2. Everybody got this much? So we got alpha, beta and gamma. Now let's go ahead. Let's read further. They have said there's one more equation whose two roots are alpha minus beta and alpha minus gamma. What will be the third root? So what is alpha minus beta? Alpha minus beta will be 2. Alpha minus gamma will be 3. So two roots are 2 and 3. Product of the roots. Suppose if I call the roots as R1, R2, R3. R1, R2, R3. Product of the roots is minus D by A. So product of the root should be 6. Product of the root should be 6, right? So we know two roots 2 and 3 into R3 is 6. So the third root is 1. Nice question to understand a lot of concepts. Understand this concept of how to find the first root, how to find the use synthetic division. And these are questions which are really revisable. These are the questions which you should revise. So normally I tell people, what to revise before CAT. These are the type of questions which you really want to revise, so you know all your concepts well. You don't miss out on any concept. Answer is 1. Chaitali, did you find your mistake? So we are already on question number 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 4 questions left. Good. Today has not been a very tiring evening as last time. I hope you all also did not find it as tiring as last time. Last time I think the 5-hour thing after 4 hours. The other alternate to synthetic division is long division. 1 it is, Bilal. How minus 1? Product of the roots is minus D, no? So minus 6 का plus 6 हो जाएगा यहाँ पे. So 2 into 3 into R3 is 6. So R3 is 1. Bilal, hope you got your mistake. Going ahead. Find the minimum value of the given function. Come on, this we have already done. This is like a, now should be a level A question. Who said gamma is minus 2? Oh, there, earlier part, it was minus 2, no? We had got 3 roots. Let's quickly go through it. We got 3 roots over here. Alpha was the biggest, so 1. Then beta in the middle, minus 1. Gamma, minus 2. Come on, everybody, level A question now. Okay, a lot of people are getting good. I'm happy. You just had, whenever you have 4 mods, what is the rule I taught you? You have to take any 2 numbers between these two. You can take x as 0, you can take x as 1. So you could have taken x as 0, 1, 2, any one. Obviously, you could have taken other values also, decimal values also, but why would you do that? So let's try with x as 0. With x as 0, I'll get 7 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1. Answer is 16. Sum is over. Third option. Right? Let's go ahead. Okay. So there's a quadratic function where they've said 3 is one of the roots. And they've given some other relationship. We want to find the other root. No, that was not tick cross. Tick cross comes in less than equal to me, greater than equal to me. This is mod. That's a different concept, Darsh. Rudra and Prerna both have got different answers. Think a little bit. You should have got two equations by now. One, when I put x as 3, I get 0. So I put x as 3. So I get 9a plus 3b plus c is 0. Equation number 1. See, sometimes, as I said, you have to just start. You don't know where it will lead. This is that type of question. You start it. And then you put x as 5 and 2 and use this rule. So 25a plus 5b plus c is minus 3 times 4a plus 2b plus c. This will become negative 12. So 25 plus 12 become 37a, negative 6. So this will become 11b minus 3 plus 4, 4c is 0 is the second equation. Now if you look at the questions, look at the values, there's a big hint over here. 9 fours is 36. This is 1 more than 36. 3 fours is 12. This is 1 less than 12. While 4 cuts out. So I am definitely going to multiply equation 1 by 4 and subtract and see what we'll get. So if I multiply equation 1 with 4, I'll get 36a plus 12b plus 4c is 0 and then subtract it. So 4c cuts out. So I get a minus b is 0. So I get a is equal to b. I got a is equal to b, that's fine. What do I want to find? I know alpha, I want to find beta. What is the formula for sum of the roots? Sum of the roots is minus b by a, and a and b are equal. So I can just put it over here, minus 1. So alpha plus beta is minus 1. I know alpha, one of the roots was 3. So 3 plus beta is minus 1. So beta is minus 4, which is the second option. Obviously, I went slowly, explained the whole process. Beta is minus 4. Now comes the next question. Pay attention, very same data. Next question. Find the value of a plus b plus c. If you want, I'll write the two equations for you over here. We had got 9a plus 3b plus c. 9a plus 3b plus c is 0. And we had got what? 37a plus 11b plus 4c is also 0, right? 37a plus 11b plus 4c is also 0. Perfect. You have these two equations and you want to find a plus b plus c. And you know a is equal to b. I'm asking people, some people have said cannot be determined. A is equal to b. So instead of b, I can write a. So in short, I have two variables and two equations. Should I not get the answer? What is the problem? Let's try. If I wrote b as a, I'll get 12a plus c is 0. B as a. So I'll get 48a plus 4c as 0. Do you realize what happened? We did something like this earlier. Vrinda, wrong. Do you all realize what happened? These two are the same equation. Remember I told you lines coincide. So infinite values. Infinite values are there and hence the answer is cannot be determined. So I can keep taking any values for a and c and b. I'll keep getting. So I can take 12a plus c is, and I can keep taking thousands of values. Everybody understood? Lot of people are saying minus 10. I don't know where they're getting minus 10 from. So we got A is equal to B. If I put it, obviously the two equations will become consistent. And these two equations now become one and the same equation, and that is why infinite solutions. Okay? Important question. No, you don't get an answer. If you put, okay, let's try what Varad is saying. Varad, pay attention. If you put the roots as -4 and 3, okay, you will, what most of the people are doing this method. When they say roots are -4 and 3, what is the sum of the roots? Sum of the roots is -1. So x square minus 1x plus the product of the roots is -12. And from here they are getting a plus b plus c. But can this equation not be written like this also? 2x square minus 2x minus 24 is 0. Different values of a, b, c. Can this equation not be written as like this also? 3x square minus 3x minus 36 is 0. So hence you have so many possibilities for it, and that is why what I said, you will have infinite possibilities. Answer is cannot be determined. I hope everybody understood. And this was a trap. This is a trap which CAT had set really well. This is a very old paper. Oh, have we reached the last question for the day? Oh, 38, 39 was done. Last question for the day, 40th. Wow. So towards the end, we kind of increase our pace. And the last question looks very, very scary. Let's see what you all can do with it. Good, Shashank. Soam, you'll not realize how easily this question can be done. Soam is saying I would have skipped it immediately as soon as I saw it. Okay, let's see a very, very, very standard approach to this question. Just solve this much. What is it? What will I get if I solve that? 1 plus 1 plus 1 upon 4. That will be 9 upon 4. Square root of 9 upon 4 is 3 upon 2. Now, basically, look at the question. Huh? The question is still 2008. When the question is still 2008, all the options are either 2007 or 2008. So if my question was only till here, all my options should become, wherever there is 2008, it should become 2, and wherever there is 2007, it should become 1. So my first option becomes 2 minus half, which is 3 by 2, which is satisfying. So maybe the first option is my answer. My second option becomes 1 minus 1 upon 1, 0, which is not satisfying. So that is definitely not my answer. Third option, 1 minus 1 upon 2, which is half, which is also not satisfying. So not my answer. Fourth option, that's 2 minus 1 upon 1, which is 1, not satisfying. That's not my answer. So in an exam situation, I would go and mark the answer. But right now, just to confirm, I'm going to check one more bracket. First bracket plus second bracket. So my second bracket will come out to be how much? 1 plus 4, 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 9. 36 is the LCM. So that will give me 36 plus 9, 45, 45 plus 4, 49. So it will be root of 49 upon 36, which is 7 upon 6. So my answer for the first two terms is 3 upon 2 plus 7 upon 6. Right? I'll explain it one more time. I'm going to explain the same thing. So 9 plus 7, 16 upon 6, which is 8 upon 3. So if I add the first two brackets, I'm getting 8 upon 3. Pay attention. Now, which means the second bracket is ending at 3. So instead of 2008, I will put 3. In the first option it will become how much? 3 minus 1 upon 3. That is coming out to be 8 upon 3, which is satisfying with the answer. Great. Second option, instead of 2007, I'll put 2. So 2 minus 1 upon 2. That's 3 upon 2. Not satisfying. And so on. And that is why both the cases may option number 1 satisfied. And that is why it is your answer. Such a simple approach to do this. Okay. So with that, we come to the end of the session. I hope people have gathered something from the session. You can pass the sessions to your friends, tell them to have a look at it. Anybody who's now going to look at the session, I should have said this at the start, but I'm saying it right now. You can tell your friends, whatever. Anybody who's going to look at the session now, I would suggest every time you start a question, pause the question, solve the question on your own, and only then look at the video solution. The advantage of a recorded session is that you can always, and that is all of you all here should also do the same thing. Anytime you look at any other video solution, any professor, any CAT question, anything, always pause the video, try the question on your own, and only then solve. Okay, everybody. Thanks a lot for being here. I hope the session was helpful, and I hope I'll see you in the geometry session again next week.